Check, check. Let's do this. Happy Friday morning, Cotter and a Marshall show. Get that stream. Join the Horde, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can watch the show each and every morning, all show long, the entire thing. Hang out with us during breaks and everything. Of course, you can listen to the show and get the app for free. Find it in the App Store and Google Play. You can get us in your in-home smart speaker and check us out at rock1061.com. Good morning, Marshall.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Last night, I know you did an escape room.
Yeah.
It's your first one ever.
Yes.
And I been wanting to ask you, but I wanted to save it for the air. How did it go? How did you do? Did the family and you complete the escape room, or did you have an embarrassing failure last night?
We completed the escape room with about 15 minutes left to go, but I'm not going to lie, we did get help. So we get into the first room. It's a 2-room escape room, and we just started looking at everything. Never done this before. We didn't necessarily know what to do. But my youngest daughter, literally flipping up rugs, feeling around everything. You can open it. She was opening it. So she found some keys, found some things, and we didn't quite know what to do with everything. So about 10 minutes in, there was like a voice from God that said, "Do you see the thing sitting on the table? Maybe that has something to do with it." And then we're like, oh, look at that. And then from there, they popped in a couple other times throughout the night. But you know what? It was fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. I think it's something we'll probably do again. I'm curious, though, how often the person watching helps like that without, being asked for help. I mean, I don't know if that's a regular occurrence. She just thought we looked pathetic.
Yeah, usually you have to ask for a clue.
Oh, she didn't wait for us to ask.
Yeah, it was like, it must have been an embarrassing point for them then.
It might have been. I don't know, but we got through it. It was a lot of fun. I think it's something we're going to do again. I mean, I had a good time doing it.
Yeah, escape rooms are weird because once you do one, you're like, you get kind of addicted to it.
Yeah.
And then you always kind of find your way back. Now, I have a family member who his favorite thing to do is when they travel is to go to different escape rooms around the country. And they've probably been to dozens at this point. Yeah. And they failed way too many.
Well, I mean, now after doing it, you're like, all right, I think I got the hang of it. I'm assuming, rooms can be different, things are different. But for the most part, I feel it's generally the same thing.
So my friend actually went to a child's escape room. It's a Scooby-Doo themed one. Him and his girlfriend, they failed it.
Are you serious?
They failed a child's escape room.
Shaggy's a stoner. How do you fail a Scooby-Doo escape room?
It was an awesome story. Yeah, I don't get it either.
No, it was fun. I definitely want to do it again. And after doing it the first time, I think I have a better understanding of it.
Yeah.
And I definitely, next time I don't want the help right away without asking for it, because I want to see what we can do. But no, we had a lot of fun. Kids really got into it and enjoyed themselves. So, yeah, it was cool, man. I definitely do it again. I got a couple of them downtown Savannah, so you get a chance, have some fun. Coming up on the show today, beer for breakfast, for first time ever, guestless.
Yeah, we're going to be just a couple of dudes just drinking beer inside the studio. It'll be fun, though, because I have a beer that you definitely don't know anything about.
Okay, I brought 3. I'm going to let you pick.
Overachiever, Jesus.
I didn't know which one to go with.
Okay.
So I'll let you pick. We got Fire Away Friday today in honor of Metallica celebrating the 40th anniversary. You'll have more details about that in Marshall's Music News. We got 3 songs from their debut album, Kill 'Em All. It's Seek and Destroy, Whiplash, or Jump in the Fire. You can vote now at the Cotter and Marshall Show Facebook page. We'll take your calls, comments, and texts at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. How did you screw up your job on day 1? And, of course, we'll kick off the show next with About Last Night. Netflix getting video games. Cinderella guitarist Jeff Laber passed away. And there is a documentary about Anthony Bourdain released today. Mm-hmm. This thing sounds really interesting.
It's really weird because there's some new information that I just found out this morning that I want to share too.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. That's coming up next. About Last Night, we'll kick off the show. Cotter and Marshall, new Volbeat. Here's Wait a Minute, My Girl, Rock 106.1.
Hi, morning, everyone. Thanks for joining the stream. I'm going to share the show around.
Yeah, do it. This Anthony Bourdain thing, man, it's kind of crazy. It's like I couldn't put everything that they talk about in the article I read just in this, or we'd just be talking about it for an hour. So much stuff.
Yeah, I cut it down to the nitty gritty, but there's an article that came out late last night in regards to artificial intelligence used in the film. See this?
No, I miss.
I'll
okay.
bring it up.
Yeah. No, I missed that. No, I mean this sounds. I mean, it's like to me, Anthony Bourdain. Had to live, an amazing life, a difficult life. An interesting life. I mean, he dealt with heroin addiction early on. He just, he seems like he'd probably be a hard guy to deal with at times. But I don't know, man. I'm really, really interested in checking out this documentary.
Oh, I'm not getting any static at all.
When you talk, you're not hearing that?
The back. Yeah. No, that's been coming all through.
No, I know. It just seems like it's worse.
Yeah, well, It is what it is.
Check.
Yeah, I don't know if it's any better or not. It's fine where it's at.
Check. How's that? Oh, that's better.
It's the perfect amount of static I prefer in a morning show.
That's better. Right? Yeah. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. 30 seconds, regardless. 30 seconds and we're back. Nope, it's still there. I don't have to know, man. God dang it. All right, guys. We'll be right back. This new Anthony Bourdain documentary, Roadrunner, I think shines a light on a side of Bourdain that most of us have never seen before. We got that coming up with About Last Night. First, don't forget, jump on the stream, check out the show, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can watch the show every morning. While you're there, like, follow, and subscribe. So Roadrunner, it's a new documentary about Anthony Bourdain, the celebrity chef, TV host, being released in theaters today. Eventually, I heard it's going to be on CNN and HBO Max. Just haven't heard when that's going to happen yet. Now, the film follows the life and career of Bourdain, but it sounds like a decent chunk of it is about his relationship with girlfriend Asia Argento, who Bourdain was dating when he died by suicide on June 8th in 2018. Now, the film suggests that Bourdain became addicted to Argento in the same way he was hooked on heroin earlier in his life.
Chicks, man.
I don't know. The whole thing's weird. I mean, they're implying that he would basically do anything for her, including things that potentially hurt him personally and professionally.
Yeah, so he allowed her to direct an episode of Parts Unknown where apparently it didn't go over very well. Yeah. Apparently he kind of ruined the relationship that he had at that time with his ex-wife and his daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't seem like he was, trying not to burn any bridges. It seems like he was trying to burn all of his bridges kind of on the way out.
Yeah, now Argento, his girlfriend, was actually an actress, and she was one of the first to come out and accuse Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault. That led Bourdain to become one of the leading voices from the men's side of things to support the Me Too movement early on. But later it was revealed that Bourdain and Argento were actually hiding their own Me Too-related secret. It came out that potentially, allegedly, Argento had a sexual relationship or a sexual incident with a 17-year-old boy. She was accused of sexually assaulting him, an actor named Jimmy Bennett. And after Bourdain's death, it came out that he actually paid Bennett almost $400,000 because he was afraid of the negative publicity about this situation.
Yeah, he just paid that kid to go away.
Yeah, no, that's basically what he did completely. So the film's director, Morgan Neville, says, I'm not saying Argento caused his suicide. Suicide is a private act. He also said he was just trying to paint a picture at the different factors in Bourdain's life at the time of his death. He said, there are many, including in the way he became much more manic and much more depressive.
So, and this is just a crazy story. I mean, Anthony Bourdain was loved by everyone. His Parts Unknown series was incredibly popular.
Yeah.
And I mean, still get reruns on CNN and kind of everywhere today. But a story that came out via GQ magazine just yesterday. So Neville is the film's director.
Yeah.
Adam Neville, I think, was his name. So he actually said in the interview that there's a couple portions of the film where Anthony Bourdain, he actually does some voiceover stuff for the film. Well, it turns out that's actually not Anthony Bourdain. They actually used AI to recreate Anthony Bourdain's voice. And people are really upset at this. He said, the director, if you want to watch the film other than the line you mentioned, you probably don't know that the other lines that were spoken by AI, and you're not going to know. We can have a documentary ethics panel about it later. Now, film critic Sean Burns said, I feel like this tells you all you need to know about the ethics of the people behind this project. So this critic is essentially saying that the director of this film has other motives, which it sounds like he does, as pointing the gun at Anthony Bourdain's ex-girlfriend, Asia Argentino, and kind of saying she's the reason why he committed suicide. That's the way it looks like with everything that I'm reading. So anyway, this is a highly controversial documentary in regards to a lot of things.
Yeah, that whole AI thing now kind of really sheds it on a new light on the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Because like they've talked about this for years. They've had the ability, or they knew it was coming. Like deep fakes and stuff like that, where they can actually just put somebody's face.
There's a popular Tom Cruise one that came out earlier this year that people were freaked out about.
I don't know. I mean, I still think I want to see this documentary. I mean, I still think it sounds interesting. I mean, I'm glad I know this going in, because I think you can watch it now with maybe just a little bit more skepticism as you go in as to what the actual intentions were of the filmmakers.
Right. So once again, Roadrunners, the new documentary about celebrity chef, author, world traveling, just awesome guy, Anthony Bourdain. It's out today in theaters. And they say pretty much if it makes less than $50 million this weekend, there's a weird movie caveat right now because of COVID that it could be on streaming services as early as August 3rd.
Okay.
You can actually rent it for like $20. So this could be in your home here in just a few weeks.
All right, coming up next, going to talk about Cinderella guitarist Jeff LaBar. Unfortunately, he passed away recently. We've got details coming up. It is the Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Morning, Wanda. Morning, Charles. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining the show so damn early on a Friday of all things. Do appreciate that. I just got to finish up sharing the show here. I didn't get to doing this. At least I don't think I did. Then I'll share it again. Yesterday I had a really chill day. I essentially mulched down my front yard with all the leaves that were in it. It almost looks like a giant piece of tree didn't fall down in my yard anymore outside of the logs that I have on the left-hand side of my house.
That's good.
And then I hosted bingo last night at the draft room at Berwick.
How was that?
It was a great time. Great time. It started off slow. I was like, oh, tonight's going to be a slow night. And then everyone in America decided to come to the draft room Berwick. I was just jamming, man. We were having a good time over there.
I'm going to go ahead and play some Cinderella this morning in honor
Oh.
of Jeff LeBar.
Oh.
That's right. That's right. Hair metal for your Friday.
So with beer for breakfast, yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to secure a guest. I am the guest booker when it comes to beer for breakfast, so I failed everyone there, and I apologize. But the one cool thing is I have the next few weeks, I believe, lined up.
Okay.
As I type, there it is.
Yeah, so I've been such on an IPA, just kind of ale kind of kick lately. I have not drank many sours or stouts. So I brought a couple stout options and I brought a sour option.
Interesting.
My fridge is full of stouts right now because I haven't drank any.
There we go.
So I've got an option. One of the beers I got from Texas. I got something my wife picked up when they were in Arkansas. And then the sour is actually from Two Tides.
Okay. Why don't we go, well, I have a stout as well. Let's just go all stouts.
Okay.
Let's just stout this bitch up.
I like it.
Yeah. Rhett says his early vote is jump in the fire for when it comes to Fireaway Friday. Good morning, Rhett. Morning, everyone, for jumping on the stream this morning. Thanks for bearing with us as we share the show around and get our shit together. It's very kind of you.
Jump in the fire. I think we had Seek and Destroy, so that's good.
So up next, we're going to be talking about Cinderella and Jeff LeBar. Netflix is doing some cool stuff, interesting stuff. And then we'll get into our call-in topic at the top of the 7 o'clock hour, as we do.
Good morning, Rhett. Good morning, Jeremy. Good morning, everybody. Wanda, Charles. All right. A-Dub's out all next week. He's on vacation.
Again?
I think so, yeah.
Good for him. To answer your question, Rhett, when it comes to the Metallica show in Atlanta, we don't know yet. We haven't confirmed tickets for that. But boy, do we have a motherload of tickets that we're giving away here in the next week or two. So we've been giving away Adelita's Way tickets all this week with Are You Smarter Than a Community College Dropout? Cotter will reveal how we're giving away Hella Mega Tour tickets next week, which is Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and Weezer. We also have tickets for all the shows coming up at Victory North, and I'm working on a bunch of other stuff as well.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. You all right over there?
Mm-hmm. I'm just dealing with news not updating again this morning. So.
Gotcha.
Must be a problem with the system. I'm going to say no because weather updated, and it's coming from the same spot. So that's just me.
Charles says, since Creeping Death isn't a choice, he'll go with Whiplash when it comes to the Metallica choice. Yeah, we're hoping that we'll get some tickets for that Metallica show. What a lineup! I mean, it's like Metallica. I think it's Cage and Greta Van Fleet. Some really cool stuff with that show. So Metallica's doing a show. Let me get the date up on that show. So Metallica's doing a show at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. With Cage the Elephant and Greta Van Fleet on Saturday, November 6th, just a couple days before my birthday. Obviously, they're very excited about my birthday, so thank you, Metallica. But they're doing a show at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on that day. So hopefully we'll be able to get some tickets for you guys. Nothing quite yet, though. I got you, Charles. Don't worry about that. Charles says he's going out today looking for Bradford pears with bad intentions. Perfect. You're more than I give you permission to chop down the tree in front of my house. But if you do, you got to take it all with you. Just can't be sitting in the front yard. Actually, tickets for the Metallica show looking at, it's Ticket Network. Okay.
About 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, the show in Atlanta actually looks somewhat affordable. Affordable. Well, this is cool. So actually, Metallica has a list of times they play in like each city. Let's see. Oh, that's really cool. So, what is going on there?
I don't know. I think that's the board.
Oh.
If anybody on the stream is listening on the actual radio this morning, just kind of give me an update of how it sounds, because unfortunately I can't check it out. The ongoing evolution of this studio, different every day.
So Metallica has a run of every time they play Atlanta on their website, which is kind of cool. So,
oh, nice.
The last time they played, I think you saw them at SunTrust Park, July 9th.
God, that was so much fun.
The last time they played in Atlanta prior to that was October 4th of 2009, where they played at Phillips Arena. Then 04, 03, 2000, twice in 2000. They played back-to-back days at the Lakewood Amphitheater. They played in the Georgia Dome on July 7th of 2000. And then they were there 98, 2 times in 97, 94, 92, 92, 92. Jesus, they played 3 shows in 1992. March 28th, 29th, and then August 31st.
92, would that have been the Black album?
Yeah, that would have been Black Album.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all over the place on that tour. That was a massive tour that they kicked off in Peoria, Illinois.
Good central point. Yeah, that's really cool. Metallica has done such a great job of like keeping their history of stuff. I mean, they have hundreds and hundreds of their live shows available via Metallica.com, and then they've done such a great job of being their own record keepers.
Yeah,
really, really cool. But yeah, Rhett, sorry to go back to your main question before I went down the rabbit hole of Metallica. Yeah, hopefully we have tickets coming up for that show. Coming up here, obviously before November.
All right, guys, be right back. Story number 2 about last night. Word came out this week. Cinderella guitarist Jeff LaBar passed away at 58. His son Sebastian confirmed the news with a post to Instagram. My father, my hero, my idol passed away today. I'm currently at a loss for words. I love you, Pop. If you could, please share pictures or videos of all the fun times we all had with my dad. It would be greatly appreciated. Now, unfortunately, according to TMZ, it seems like LaBar kind of went off the grid in the past few days. Friends and family unable to reach out to him. They got a little bit worried. His ex-wife actually went to check on him, and that's when he was found dead inside his Nashville apartment. It's kind of sad.
So, just to clear it up, I was in Nashville this past weekend. I did not kill Jeff LaBar. I did not do that.
Thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate it.
I did. I had a lot of time on my hands, but it definitely wasn't me. Now, LaBar was 58 years old. The cause of death remains obviously unclear. And he said, and according to reports, he did fall off the grid these past few days. Now, what does that exactly mean? Was he just sick and he just passed away in his sleep, or whatever happened? Unfortunately, Jeff did pass away. Now, Jeff's career, pretty interesting with the band Cinderella. Obviously, they had big hits with Nobody's Fool, Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. He did a solo record, which I knew nothing about.
Yeah.
Did you know anything about?
I did not.
Yeah, the One for the Road. And then, obviously, he was in a smaller band called the Naked Beggars. Great name.
That is pretty stellar. Now, Cinderella, I think, is one of those 80s hair bands that kind of get lost in the shuffle. But then when you go back and look at some of their songs, you forget how good they were. They were really a good band, and they had a lot of good tunes. He was actually the second guitarist with the band, but he replaced the first guitarist right as they were signing. So he was with the band basically from the start, all the way up until 2017 when they officially disbanded. They stopped in 2014, and then it was made official they were not going to reunite ever again.
No.
I know. So that came out in 2017. So in honor of the passing of Jeff LaBar, we are going to play some Cinderella this morning. This is Nobody's Fool. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Red says, you sound like you're speaking in a barrel. There's a deep barrel sound like talking in a barrel. You have to turn you all the way up to hear and understand you on the FM radio. Thanks for pointing that out, Rhett. No, but honestly, we've brought this up hundreds of times. I had a hissy fit after the show the other day. Cotter can confirm what I said. But I'm kind of sick of it. Maybe we'll just do a stream-only show today. The radio.
It is not fixed.
I think we've both been saying that for 3 months, Cotter. 4 months. Anyway, what's everyone doing this weekend? There is a metal festival tonight, like a little 4-band metal fest happening over at the Wormhole called the Savannah Summer Slam. That's kind of cool. What else is going on this weekend? Rhett says the music sounds fine. It's just when you all go live. So, yeah, it's the same issue we have every single day. Thanks, Rhett. Yep, it's been an ongoing issue. It's because of this weird barracks boxy thing. But apparently they tried to work on it to make it sound better.
Well, he hasn't. I don't think he's actually finished that yet, would be my guess.
Right.
All right. So he said that we were quiet.
Rhett says we're in an emotional barrel. Somebody wake up that damn Tim Engineer before we screw up Cake Day again, says Charles. Right?
God damn it, man. Check.
I don't know if this is a really substitute for a energy drink, but I picked up these sparkling ices from Kroger just the other day, and it's sparkling ice with caffeine. They're actually quite tasty, in case anyone wants to feel better about themselves by not drinking a Red Bull every single morning, which is pretty much me. So I'm trying to think of everything that's going on this weekend. Obviously, we have the Savannah Summer Slam at the Wormhole. There's 4 metal bands. That's tonight. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard is out today. Also, that Roadrunner documentary that we were just talking about about Anthony Bourdain.
CEW Wrestling at Coastal Empire Beer Company tonight. That starts at 7 o'clock.
You said Coastal Empire?
Yeah, it's at Coastal tonight.
Oh, Charles is going down to Jacksonville, going to see his parents. Yikes.
Tim says, I asked him if he can listen. I'm going to replace the barracks today. 30 seconds. 30 effing seconds.
All right.
All right, guys. Be right back. Thank you for hanging out, Cotter and Marshall Show. One more story to go in about last night. Netflix looks like they're set to stream video games in 2022. According to reports, they hired former Electronic Arts executive Mike Verdu. He is the new vice president of game development, and they're set to get this going in 2022. Now, the cool part is, as of now, if you have a Netflix subscription, it will not cost you any more to play some video games.
Yeah, I mean, when it first launches, but eventually we always pay for having all the stupid entertainment that we get from Netflix, which honestly, for the most part, is worth it. Netflix, if you look at all the streaming platforms, I think Netflix provides probably the most entertainment per dollar, as opposed to just about any other one, at least that I noticed.
I agree with that. I will say, and maybe just because it's brand new, now that I have Hulu. Hulu's pretty good. So Hulu's solid, but no, I think when it just comes, if you had to pick one, Netflix would be the one I think most of us would have. Now, there's no mention as of yet about original game development. So it's just kind of interesting. What consoles are they going to pick from? What games are they going to have? How are you going to play the games? That's a big question.
Right. So it seems like they're probably going to sell us some sort of controller.
Yeah.
Probably for, I'm guessing, a low cost. So everyone kind of jumps into the Netflix streaming game. But I mean, none of the big three companies, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, they're not going to offer their first-party games to them. I mean, it's going to be like all the EA games. Like, you're going to be able to play probably like Madden off of there or whatever. But plus, so they're all streaming. I mean, they're all going to come from a cloud-based service. It's not like it's a dedicated home console where you have a physical version of the game. So how well is that going to run?
I mean, do you think they'll have maybe like old school video games? I mean, I know you can stream a bunch of stuff, through Nintendo and through PlayStation. Mm-hmm. But I mean, will we see maybe some old school games like that on there?
Yeah. And once again, none of the first party games, because that makes no sense for those console makers. But yeah, I mean, I think you could see some stuff from third party studios like Madden and maybe some Tomb Raider games possibly on there as well. But yeah, I don't see them really being able to get these big titles, but also it's Netflix. They have all the money. They could literally start developing their own AAA games.
I think eventually they will, but as a casual gamer, I like this because I'm not going to pay the extra money to be able to, through the PlayStation stuff or through the Nintendo stuff. Mm-hmm. So if I can get some games for free, even if they're not big name games, I don't know. I'm in for this. I think this is great.
I've already got like 2 consoles. I still need another thing that plays video games. I'm video gamed out at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
That's first.
I don't need another way to play games. Trust me, I got enough.
All right, coming up next, an interesting, quirk was just found about the Apple Weather app. It won't say a certain number, the number 69. We'll talk about it next. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Yeah, this iPhone story is kind of funny. Oh, yeah, this weekend I'm going out to Defusky on Sunday. That should be fun. Yeah, so that's really what we got going on this weekend. Next weekend, there's the Savannah Mega Comic-Con, which is happening over at the Convention Center, which is on the other side of River Street. Our friend Tony runs that, and I'm going to be broadcasting live next Saturday from 11 until 1 over at the Savannah Mega Comic-Con. All sorts of wrestlers, Arn Anderson, Kevin Nash, Sergeant Slaughter is going to be there. They've got the dude who was Atreyu from the Neverending Story movies. He's also going to be there. They got all sorts of special guests that'll be on site for the Savannah Mega Comic-Con this coming weekend. Not this weekend, but this coming weekend. So make sure to grab yourself some tickets. You can actually go check out the Savannah Mega Comic-Con and get your tickets via their Facebook page. Just search Savannah Mega Comic-Con.
Yeah, these guys do a great job, honestly. Watching it grow over the past few years has been really, really cool because they've really built this thing up to a nice and I think very respected event. I mean, just look at some of the names they get to bring in. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, and when it comes to it, there's a Savannah Comic-Con and there's a Savannah Mega Comic-Con. And I know that's weird, but if you want to go check it out, the Savannah Comic-Con, they canceled their event this year. Because they're losers. But more importantly, the Savannah Mega Comic-Con has not. So that, once again, that is happening next weekend. We'll talk about it next week as well, but I'll be out there broadcasting next Saturday from 11 until 1.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's a good event.
Wanda, it does go 2 days, just so you know. It's both Saturday and Sunday next weekend. And I'm sure I'll talk to Tony. Maybe we can give away some 4 packs of tickets for next week for giveaway during trivia as well.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I like that idea. I'm going to get some coffee.
Do that. All right. This is the 20th anniversary staff shirts from our event on July 3rd. Obviously, it's laundry day for me, so I didn't even try to dress myself this morning. That's what kind of Friday it is for me. I got family coming in town this weekend. My mother-in-law and her boyfriend are coming in town, so get to play host for a couple days. We're taking them out to Defusky. Haven't been out there in years on Sunday for a little day drinking. Plus, we rented a golf cart, so I'm definitely going to have fun doing that. And this weekend, there's not a ton going on, I don't think. There's obviously the Savannah SummerSlam, which is a big metal festival over at the Wormhole. That's later on tonight. Then there's the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard and Roadrunner, which is a documentary. Both are in movie theaters this weekend. And then, as Cotter said, CEW Coastal Empire Wrestling is at Coastal Empire Brewing today. Cotter's going to be there ring announcing. So if you want to get out of the house, grab some beers, and watch some wrestling, you can do so over at Coastal Empire Brewing Company over on Ross Road. Coming up next, we're going to talk about that random iPhone story. For some reason, in your weather app, it won't say 69, but we'll talk about that in greater detail. And then top the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to ask you guys, how did you screw up your day or your job on day one? What kind of dumb thing have you ever done on your job day one?
All right. So if Tim comes in,
we're going to beat him to death.
Flips out the barracks today. I will be coming in this weekend to do some live stuff before we do our show on Monday. Because I'm not going to be the guinea pig Monday morning.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll come in on Sunday.
Rhett, to answer your question, Snake Eyes comes out on July 23rd, so that's next weekend. There's a G.I. Joe Origins film, Snake Eyes. That movie we've all been asking for.
I'm so bummed out about the G.I. Joe movies because, growing up as a kid, I had all the G.I. Joes, man. I love G.I. Joe. And I think the potential for those movies to have been way more fun than they are was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they needed to embrace, a little bit more of the goofiness of what G.I. Joe was instead of try to, we're going to be a semi-serious-ish movie. It's not, but they didn't fully embrace what Cobra or, just the ridiculousness of what that was. And I think if they would have done that, I think they would have been more fun.
Yeah, and I get that. I agree with that.
The one at The Rock was okay. The second one, where they basically killed off everybody from the first one, you will all die. That one was okay. But yeah, it could have been more fun. It's like the A-Team. That movie is stupid, but man, is it fun because they just embraced it and they had a good time with it.
Yeah, and I'm glad they didn't make a sequel to it.
They didn't need to have a sequel.
Didn't need to.
No, but the first one was fun. I was down with that.
Charles says, day one screw-ups. I bet Tim Janier has a freaking list of those. Oh, yeah. Remember the first day? It could only get better, right? 4 months later.
Yeah, Rhett, 100% agree. Those, I don't know. I was just such a G.I. Joe fan. I was hoping for more.
So it's something to go back when I was talking about beer for breakfast a little while ago. So obviously today, unfortunately, it's just us, just a couple boys being dudes being guys being dudes. We're going to be doing beer for breakfast by ourselves this morning. But next week, it looks like we may have Rick DeJesus of Adelita's Way.
Okay.
And then the week after that, may have the guys from Pretoria Brewing Company.
Okay, that's cool.
So those, I think those are out of... Pretoria's out of, it's a Georgia city that starts with an A.
Augusta?
Albany.
Albany.
Yeah. Based out of Albany, Georgia. But looks like we may have the guys from Pretoria Brewing Company. It looks like we actually may have the brewmaster that day. So still trying to work out those details to see if that can work.
Okay, that's fun.
But we have that coming up for the rest of the month. So I only failed, hopefully, just this week when it comes to guests.
That's all good. All right, we got just under a minute. Or just under 2 minutes, I'm sorry. Math is hard.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
So I think the swelling in my leg is finally, it's still a little swollen, but it's definitely on its way down. That's a plus.
Morning, Shane. How are you? Dude, I think I finally found out 100% what I'm going with. So I'm going to get a leg sleeve.
Yeah.
From my ankle. I think I'm going to go right leg from my knee to my ankle.
Okay.
I'm going full blown. I'm going to go Norse mythology on my right leg.
I like that.
So there is
color or black and gray?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm thinking it may just be black and gray.
Because I will say the one benefit about you having pasty white skin, colorful tattoos pop like a mother on you.
Oh yeah,
and they look fantastic. But some of that Norse stuff that I've seen, like in black and gray, holy crap, does that look good?
Yeah. So it's kind of a semi-popular tattoo, at least when it comes to Norse stuff. So, but the Norse compass, which obviously works so well for a lot of people. They can relate it to their love of travel or just, it guides me in my life. But the Norse compass, which looks a little something like that, is just an incredible piece.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, right, the world serpent would look actually really cool, right? But yeah, I'm kind of figuring out what I want on a piece and whether I want to make it color or not. I kind of like the idea of doing color just because I have a full color left arm sleeve. So, oh, look at that. Shane, Liquid has a real name. It's Shane.
Hey, Shane. Liquid. We'll be right back. Because deep down inside, we're all still 15-year-old boys who find the number 69 amusing. Someone recently discovered that Apple's weather app will not tell you it's 69 degrees outside. It'll either say 68 or it will jump to 70.
Now, if they didn't explain this, I would literally at this very moment take my iPhone and just throw it across the room out of disrespect because Apple is disrespecting my love of the number 69.
Nice. Now, they do explain, or at least give a potential reason as to why this is. So it might not just be because they're against juvenile humor. They might be sourcing their weather data in Celsius and then converting it to Fahrenheit. So 10 degrees Celsius is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. 20 degrees Celsius. And 21 degrees Celsius is 69.8 degrees Fahrenheit. So it would round up to 70. So just completely passing over the number 69.
Which is absolutely egregious to us. And it's offensive. It really is. So apparently that if you have the latest version of iOS and you use the weather app, technically you will not see 69. Hold on. I'm going to look at my weather app now.
It's not 69 here in Savannah.
I just so you know, I have dozens of cities.
Okay, there you go. You're going to see if you can find somebody that's 69?
Nope. 66, 72, 75, 66, 70, 75. This. You kidding me? Come on, iPhone people.
We'll dig deeper into this. Deeper.
We will find the secret of 69. We will finally understand 69.
Please explain it to me. Diagrams are needed. Coming up after 7 o'clock, going to call, comment, and text today. 800-394-1061. How did you screw up your job on day one? I've got a story about me, something I did early on, one of my first jobs. I've also got a story, I think I've shared it on the air, but it's still too good to pass up. A guy who was, 40 years in the radio, started working with us back in Peoria. Day one for this man did not go well. We got all of that and your stories coming up next. Call, comment, and text 800-394-1061. How did you screw up your job on day one? Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 1061.
I've only had like 3 jobs my entire life, so this one's a little difficult for personal experiences for me, unfortunately. But we do have some great stories already. Once again, Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the live stream this morning. Please feel free to share with us, how did you screw up your job on day one? Past job, maybe even your current job. Let us know. Is there something that kind of embarrassing that happened to you, or a little moment that happened where you're like, Jesus Christ, why did I say that? Or why did I do that? Please feel free to share them with us in the chat this morning, and then we're going to bring those up here in about 10, 15 minutes.
And even if it was even like maybe your first week, if it's a good story, a good screw up, feel free to share. I don't want to miss out on a good story. Vic's daughter reached out to us.
Really?
Yes, because bringing up that today is Vic's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked us to wish Vic a happy birthday at 7:30 and play Heathens because it's like their song.
Wow.
So we'll definitely do that today. So around 7:30. We'll do that 7:30 this morning. We're a long distance dedication to Vic and his daughter.
Rhett says, so if you ask Siri what 68 plus 1 is, she will say 69, but the weather app won't. We're talking about the weather app, Rhett. Wanda with the best ADD moment of the stream right now. Tide Simply with Oxy is my new favorite detergent. Just saying. Are they paying you to say that? If they are, we get a cut of that shit. Hey Siri, what is 68 plus 1? Oh, she won't even say it. Just says 68 plus 69.
Really? She wouldn't say it out loud?
Talk to me.
Oh, get my coffee. Be right back.
All right, guys. I feel like emotionally and via my brain, we're off to a slow start this morning. So let's answer some questions. If you have any questions regarding your weekend, hit us up with hashtag #AskTheEightBall. I will ask the 8-ball. Kind of yes, no-ish questions when in regards to your weekend. Wanda, Charles, Shane, Holly, if you got any questions, let us know. Hashtag #AskThe8ball. Well, I got a question. I'm going to start off right now. I have a dinner reservation tomorrow night for my wife and her family. Will they make it in time? Because they're flying in from Atlanta and then they're driving over. So will our guests make it in time for our dinner reservation at 6:30 tomorrow? Cannot predict now. Damn it. Wanda says, hashtag #AskTheEightball. Will this damn sinus headache ever go away? A lot of people are having sinus issues. Cotter was having sinus issues. A-Dub was. Outlook, not so good, Wanda. Ugh, sorry. Hashtag #AskTheEightball. Charles wants to know, will Vic look the same when he turns 60? Our good friend Vic is turning 50 today, apparently. Reply hazy, try again. So he'll age gracefully, maybe? I'm not for sure. But Shane, was that your first day that happened? Yeah, I think people are having some major sinus issues this past week or so. Wanda, sorry about that. Start chugging some Flonase. Maybe that'll help. I don't really have anything from the stream. I know we have at least one story on.
Sorry. Yeah, I've got.
You okay?
Choking on a meat stick.
Isn't that the biggest issue of your life? It's happened over and over again.
You think I'd be used to it by now? I got one on Facebook. That's it. Sorry. I'm okay. I'm making it.
You sure?
No. Yeah, I had one Facebook one. Do you have any?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're doing our call in here in just a few moments. Please feel free to share with us. How did you screw up your job on day one? Feel free to let us know. Share with us in the chat today on the live stream, and we'll bring those up here in just a little bit. Had a great story on Facebook from our buddy Bob that we'll share here in just a little bit as well.
So we got the top 10 list from the survey, which was kind of the genesis of this question.
Mm-hmm.
So we can run down some of those.
Sorry, my computer is now having a hissy fit. MK Ultra just laying it down. He goes, I'd love to contribute, but unfortunately for me, I haven't screwed up at work too bad. Shane's got a question here. After my horrible doctor's visit yesterday, will I be okay? All right, let's see. It says ask again later. No, let's get an answer for you, Shane. I feel like this is definitely necessary. Come on. Ooh, outlook not so good. Uh-oh, Shane. You'll walk it off.
All right, so Jeremy put one in. That's good. Because, I mean, even if this first break, if we want to read some of this list, I can give mine, play the song, and then we can come back and read everybody's and then wrap it up. And then that third break, we can do our, I'm just saying, say happy birthday to Vic.
Jeremy, what a great story, man. Thanks for sharing that, man. Wanda says the 8 Ball is being a dick today with these negative responses. I'm so sorry. I don't tell the 8 Ball. The 8 Ball tells me. Rhett, thank you for that story as well.
All right, we still got about 7 minutes. Oh, man. This is, I don't know. This week was slow. It was a slow week.
Yeah, I just considered it more of a warm-up after being off 2 of the past 3 weeks just because of everything.
Yeah.
And then the one week we were on, we had our big 20th anniversary show. So, yeah, you were on vacation. We had the 20th anniversary show. Then I was on vacation. So, yeah, it's been a wild week. So I just consider this week more of a warm-up to getting back to normal.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Sean says, hashtag Chuck the 8 Ball. Am I right? All right, Sean, you brought it up. You got to ask the 8 Ball a question. Maybe your question will turn around and give this 8 Ball some positive vibes that we need going into the weekend. Oh, that's not what I need. Come on. Okay, so we're about 5-ish minutes away from going back on the air here at Rock 106.1. We're going to do our call-in segment where you guys can call in. You can text us or you can just comment live on the stream with how did you screw up your job on day one? So if you got a great story for us, please drop it into the chat, and we'll share it with you guys in just a few moments.
Like we said, we got a message from Vic's daughter, asking us for, to say happy birthday to Vic today. Turns 50. I mean, we planned on it anyway. But she requested a song, so we'll get to that. Going to look at some of the most expensive stadiums in sports. It's based off of 1 general admission ticket, 2 beers, a hot dog, and parking. That's how they base it off of. I was surprised with the number one in baseball. Early reviews are out for Suicide Squad and Space Jam. One of them good, one of them not so much. And then we're going to talk about poorly reviewed movies that we actually thought were good. I got a list. There's several. Fire Away Friday, you can still vote. Metallica is celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. Marshall will talk more about that in Marshall's Music News. But we got 3 songs from their debut album, Seek and Destroy, Whiplash, or Jump in the Fire. You could vote on the chat or on the Facebook page. So, yeah, still lots to get to today.
Don't mind me as I adjust cameras. I realize that you had a weird angle. Yeah, that's better. That's
okay.
That's more level of what I have.
Perfect. I was looking up Big Star's name.
Sean wants me to ask the 8-Ball, will I smoke some brisket this weekend? He said, hint, I am. Let's see if the 8-Ball agrees with you. My sources say no. Okay, the 8-Ball is way off today. What is going on?
Yes, Sean, it can be about a coworker. I got one that's a coworker.
So how do you want to work break 1 here?
So I think with break 1, unless you've gotten an abundance of them, we can go over this list. We don't need to do all of them. Just pick a few. I'll tell mine. I got 2 relatively quick stories. And then we can go to break or play the song and come back. And we can just read what we have from the stream and Facebook. Call it a day after that. And then at the 7:25 break, we can say happy birthday to Vic.
Okay. Is Cotter getting taller in front of our eyes? No, he's not. Sorry, we're still adjusting cameras. I don't like the way they look ever since we brought them back in studio. I think we're finally getting them kind of back where I like to have them. But I'm sure Tim will somehow move them around when he's fixing the studio, and I'll have to do it all over again. Because that kind of seems like, how it's going today. Oh, yeah, guys, if you have stories about your coworkers, how they messed up on day 1.
Yeah, completely acceptable.
100%.
All right, we got about 90 seconds, and we'll jump right in. Don't forget, Tommy Vext, formerly at Bad Wolves, going to be at Victory North. Guessing he will play Zombie.
Guaranteed. Yeah, we'll have. I believe we'll have tickets for that show as well, with Tommy Vext coming into town. That should be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's not doing any interviews as of late.
You would think. You would think he'd stay away from some of that.
Because he's had some issues legally. And if he came into our studio, I think I would have to ask him about him.
Yeah.
It's kind of my job. It'd be rude if I didn't. You guys would give me endless amounts of shit if I didn't bring up, hey, Tommy Vext, you're kind of a criminal. What's going on with that?
All right, guys, got about 25 seconds.
David says, do I go part at my job? Oh, I'm going to ask. I'm guessing that you mean part-time, Dave. Reply hazy. Try again. Man, this 8-Ball sucks today, Dave.
All right, be right back, guys. How did you screw up your job on day number one, or even a coworker, because I got one about a coworker, started bright and early in the morning, took a visit to the restroom. Things went downhill from there.
Oh.
Got that story in a second. Don't forget, hop on the stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. All right, call, comment, and text this morning, 800-394-1061. How did you screw up your job on day one? You got a story about a coworker? That's cool as well. Like I said, hit us up with a call, 800-394-1061, a text or comment on the stream. Now, according to a new survey, almost half of people say they have screwed up on their first day. Some of the most common ways is, and I'm guilty of this every day of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Learning someone's name and then forgetting it immediately.
Yeah, so I host bingo over at the draft room at Berwick, right? I do this on Thursday nights. I have actually written down in my notes section the name of all the waiters and waitresses and bartenders because they're all very, very nice to me.
Yeah,
and they talk to me all the time, and they tell me their name the once, and I always stop myself as soon as the conversation's over with, and I'm just like, Abby, blonde hair, waitress. And I've been good about that, but you can't do that, obviously, in everyday life, and especially with people you work with. That is tough. Like, how did you work your way around it? Did you try to find them on Facebook or like an email directory?
No, I just kind of fake it, and then about 2 months in, I'll remember names. Right. No, it's true. It's like if somebody new starts here, I won't know their name for the first month at least.
Right.
I'll hear it a bunch. I just never remember it.
Especially when we had street teamers here at the radio station.
I still don't know half of them.
Yeah.
I bring up names, and I'm like, who? They were here for 6 months. I don't know who that person is.
It took you probably, I would say within 60 days you learned Mac's name.
I knew Max right away because the process of getting Mac here was started pre-pandemic. So Mac was easy just because that we had talked to her for so long before she finally got here. So Mac's day one.
Gotcha.
You're special, Mac. I knew your name from day one. Also on this list, showed up overdressed. Now, I got a story there. It wasn't the first day on the job. It was pre that. It was showing up for a interview for an internship at a radio station. It was a rock station in the mid-'90s. So, it was everything you would expect rock radio to be at the time. The PD was wearing cutoff jean shorts and cutoff concert T-shirt when I went in for my interview.
Right.
Well, a guy I went to school with had an interview on the same day for the same position. So I walk out of my interview, and he's sitting there in the lobby in a suit and tie. I'm like, dude, read the room, brother. Read the room. What are you doing? Don't be wearing that to this.
Dressed to impress, man.
No, it didn't impress. I got the internship. He didn't. Sucks to be him. What about putting your foot in the mouth during a conversation? I've been told many times by people, it's like, look, it's best just to shut up. Don't say anything stupid early on, and then you're going to get the impression from people that that's just who you are. You just say dumb things. Don't do it.
Right, but that's kind of my brand, so I just do it no matter what. Don't tell me who I am.
All right, so I have a couple actually specific stories. One was my first day at the Country General. It was the gas station.
Country General,
gas station liquor store in my hometown of 1,000 people. So, it was a convenience store in town. So my first day there, I had to take a stack of boxes of Snapple from the back out to the cooler to stock it.
Okay.
So I got all the boxes. There was about 6 to 7 boxes, 16 to 24 bottles of Snapple in each box. So I have them all stacked up. I go to put them on the dolly. You kind of got to lean them over a little bit to slide the dolly underneath.
Sure.
I leaned them too far.
Wow.
And then they just kept going, and I couldn't stop. And all 6 boxes of them came crashing down onto the floor, breaking everywhere, making just a huge ass mess. And the guy that was training me is just standing there staring at me like, you're the biggest idiot ever. So that was my day one.
Wow.
I worked there for 3 years. They didn't fire me. That was a plus.
Right. You just ruined a couple $100 worth of product your very first day.
That was it. But the other story I had is about a coworker. So this guy, Dan, he was in radio for 40 years. A lifer. He was, I want to say, in the Country Radio Hall of Fame.
I believe he is, yeah.
Yeah, he was a deal. He was a deal in Peoria for many, many years. Well, we acquired the station that he worked at. So he came to work for us. His very first day, I was doing mornings at the time. His very first day, Dan, nice to meet you, man. So we met a few times, but, just kind of saying some pleasantries. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of a naive older gentleman, I think is the best way to put it. Just, very innocent and wholesome.
Right.
So I see him in the hallway, just kind of nod, say hi, all this stuff. So then, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes later, he knocks on my studio door, and I open it up, and he's like, do we have a plunger? Like, what happened? He's like, well, I clogged the toilet. Day one, this man came in, took a dump, and clogged the toilet.
That's a bit embarrassing. That's
how you establish yourself in this building.
Is that dominance? Is that an alpha move?
If he wouldn't have said anything and just let it float, maybe.
Yeah, that would have been alpha move.
I mean, that would have been like, I don't need to flush this. Who cares? The fact that maybe...
Did you get him a plunger?
We found one in the storage closet. Problem was solved. But yeah. But the funny part about it is, I mean, at that point in his life, he didn't care. He wasn't embarrassed. He was just like, whatever. He went back down to this thing.
Old man Durbany.
No, he did not care at all.
Yeah, and then we later found out that he was looking at porn on his computer at work. So
not so innocent after all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, 800-394-1061. Call, comment, and text. How did you screw up your job on day one? Maybe it's a coworker that screwed up on day one. We'll take that story as well. 800-394-1061. We'll get to your stories next. Mammoth WVH. Great stuff. It's Don't Back Down. Rock 1061.
All right, looks like we had a couple more stories jump in. Thanks, guys, for sharing. How much time do we have for the next break?
3.5.
All right, I'm going to read through these really quick.
Sure.
We'll figure out which ones we want to do. Do you just want to go ahead and do Bob's as you have it?
Yeah, that's cool. Not right now. We're streaming. You sent an ambulance? When you were... How far off? Was the person okay afterwards? Oh, no. All right, don't forget, you guys can still vote for Fire Away Friday in honor of Metallica turning 40 years old. Marshall will have more details in Marshall's Music News. Got 3 songs to pick from the debut album. You can select Seek and Destroy, Whiplash, or Jump in the Fire. Vote now on the Cotter and Marshall Show Facebook page, or you'd vote in the chat on the stream.
All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much for dropping in your stories. Appreciate it, Wanda, Sean, Rhett, Jeremy. Share a couple of those. Sean goes, hashtag ask the 8-ball. Will I drink some beer this weekend? Let's give this effer a softball question. All right, I like this. Will Sean drink some beer this weekend? As I see it, yes. Okay, we're back on point here.
We've aligned the 8-ball. Is it still just like sliding down?
Well, it was sliding down for a second.
That's just like going right down my crotch. What the hell?
Stop looking into it. You look like a fucking moron. No, back up, though.
All right, got about a minute 10.
I still personally find that too close, but we're going to go with that for now.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, we got about 30 seconds.
Okay.
Do you want to go first with some?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Be right back. We're taking your calls, comments, and texts this morning, 800-394-1061. How did you screw up your job on day one? Maybe just early on. Maybe you have a coworker screwed up on day one. We would love to hear their story as well, but hit us up, call, comment, and text, 800-394-1061.
So Jeremy hit us up on the stream. He goes, okay, so at my last job 5 years ago, I was starting a forklift job. And I kind of fudged it a little bit on saying I knew how to operate a certain type of lift. And so as I began my morning, I managed to tip over 4 pallets of boxes back to back to back, and it was a little embarrassing. I quickly got it together, though, at the end of the day, and still made myself look like a jackass. Jeremy, I can relate to that. I mean, no one 100% is truthful on a resume, right?
No, I mean, you can't be. I mean, you're going to. I mean, even if it's just leaving something out, you may omit the job that didn't go well. They don't need to know that.
I've said on every resume ever, I'm proficient in Excel, and I'm not.
Nobody is proficient in Excel, and if you say you are, you're a liar, because that is the most confusing computer program that you sometimes have to use on a daily basis.
All right. How about this one from Red? He goes, right out of the academy, a green rookie cop. I got into a pursuit and ended up crashing a brand new Crown Vic. Only had 130 miles on it. I flipped the car I hit, causing all of us a trip to the hospital. Later came the lawsuits, and I had to pay the insurance deductible back to the county.
Wow. You had to pay back? That's rough.
How about this one from Sean? He goes, so when I first started at my job up here in Minnesota, a guy in the bay next to me changed the oil on a car and forgot to put oil back into it. The car drove basically the equivalent distance of the Oglethorpe Mall to Richmond Hill and had to be towed back and have the engine rebuilt.
Oh,
whoops.
That's rough.
Talk about a bad day on the job, and that was his coworker.
Oh, that's rough. All right, call, comment, and text. How'd you screw up day one on your job? Robert hit us up on the Facebook page. First day working grounds crew with Georgia Southern Baseball. We had a garage where we take breaks. No bathroom. So we'd pee in cups and then empty outside.
Classic.
Well, day one, finished peeing in a cup, set it on a ledge to zip up. I knocked the cup over, and it lands in my new boss's jacket. Two options. Confess or pretend nothing happened. What do you do? Do you confess?
Ooh, boy, that's a tough one. It depends the age range of me would have decided the answer to this question. Anything probably below 28, I wouldn't have said anything. Everything over the age of 28, 30-ish, I probably would have told the truth.
Rob owned up, and he said it was my nickname, P. Rob. The rest of the time I was there.
Oh, man. What a day. What a first day. The pea cup. At least the boss didn't grab the pea cup and drink from it.
That's where I thought the story was headed. You set it there. You forget about it. You come in. It's hot because you're doing grounds crew work. You go in. It's like, need something to drink.
It's a deep yellow pea.
Just start downing that. All right. Call, comment, and text 800-394-1061. How did you screw up your job on day number one? All right, everybody knows Vic. Vic is called into our show for years. I mean, pre-morning show. When we were doing the work release program in the afternoon, Vic was there. Today's Vic's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter Macy reached out, so we're going to wish Vic a happy birthday. Coming up next, Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Sean says, my friend is an Excel master. He tries to go out of his way to use it in any and every circumstance.
Yeah, it's such a bizarre program.
Your friend's a dick.
Because it's like, I don't know. I hate it.
Morning, Sandy. How are you? So it is our very special friend Vic's birthday. Vic, as you guys know, who calls in at least once a week.
Yes.
Sometimes more. This week's been more.
Yeah. Very productive.
It's his birthday today, so we're going to wish Vic a very happy birthday. to kick off his weekend. Friday birthdays are usually the best birthdays too, man.
Yeah.
My birthday this year on a Monday.
My birthday's on a Saturday. Yeah, because we're going to Disney that weekend. My anniversary's on a Saturday this year. I think I have a remote that morning though, for like rewind. Something came through,
so
I got that. Then I don't know what we're gonna do yet. We'll have to figure out how we're gonna celebrate our anniversary.
Andrew, nice to have you back, buddy. Charles says, after observing the daily operations of your studio, my conclusion is that Tim Janier should be a politician. His main quality is creating work for himself, therefore ensuring his job security. That's actually very true.
Now I'm gonna defend Tim Janier here.
I'm not.
I will.
I'm over it
because the creation of the studio was not his doing. He did.
Sure.
It wasn't. No. It was not his doing. It was.
No, I know. I'm saying sure. I'm agreeing with you.
So I mean, he inherited the situation. So I will defend him there.
I mean, it wasn't a great defense of him there.
Well, no, but I mean, it wasn't. It's not like he came in with this idea to set it up this way. I mean, he wanted it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
He's an audit accountant for U.S. Bank. Okay, see, that's the only type of person that should be able to use Excel like that. You have to work with, you audit people or work with numbers. Oh, man. Andrew, so sorry that you had to work. That sucks.
How much time we got?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 6-ish, 5-6 minutes.
Red says, isn't the studio brand new, like within the past 8 months? Yeah, I mean, it is, but sometimes when you have something new, it's not great.
So, I mean, I've told the story before. This studio is set up like no other studio I have ever seen. So it's like we have 6 radio stations here, and we needed the capability to be able to go live on all 6 in either studio. Because, I mean, we went from 6 studios to 2. So with we needing the ability to go live on all 6, we had to do things a bit differently. So there's something called a barracks box. It has to do with, basically hook it up to the internet and they connect each other and it sends audio. And unfortunately, it's not working like it was thought it was going to work. So that's the issue we're having. And it's just causing the quality of audio on the air whenever we're actually live to not be that solid. That's why, music will sound okay. If you listen to the show or listen to the station, any other time outside of mornings, you're not going to hear this issue because mornings is the only time we're truly live. So that's why the issue is in the morning. And it sucks. It sucks balls. Once you work on something, you own it. That's fair. Oh, congratulations, Sean. That's awesome. Andrew, I love those videos. Oh, you're welcome, Rhett. Unfortunately, Kenny got let go. Buzz, we moved so Buzz worked out. We used to have a studio in Hilton Head, and Buzz worked out of the Hilton Head studio, and we were moving everything over to Savannah, and he just couldn't work out of Savannah. He had his kid at the time, and it just wasn't going to be something doable for him. So that's why he was no longer here once we made the move completely over to Savannah. It just didn't work out with his situation. Now, I love Kenny and Buzz, man. Both of them are awesome. Kenny and Buzz were great to work with. It was so cool. It was great to have so many people early on when I first got here like that. That was awesome. But, yeah, both of them great guys. I hope so. Buzz lost a bet and had to get my face tattooed on his leg. I still feel so bad for him. I hope he got that. I hope he got it covered. God damn, I hope he got it covered. Wanda, the escape room, it was awesome. We had a great time. We did solve it, but I'm not going to lie. We got some help, but we solved it with about 15 minutes left to go. I don't think we would have solved it without the help, but now having gone through one, I definitely want to do it again, and I think I have a better understanding as to how it works, but it was a blast. Kids loved it. My youngest daughter, as soon as we got in, she's lifting up rugs, anything that could open, she was opening it. She was all in on it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Morning, Greg. But yeah, Andrew, those old videos, we had so much fun doing those. It was just like we would seriously just come up with a dumb idea and be like, let's film it. I don't know if you saw the one where Kenny gets a manservant. We were sitting around having breakfast at a pancake place over in Hilton Head, all of us. And we came up with the idea of a manservant. And then like a day later, we had this script. It was the most ridiculous video we filmed, but still one of my favorite. That was back in the day when I had time to edit videos like that. Didn't have as many extracurricular responsibilities outside of rock back then. It was pretty much just all my focus on rock. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to do more. Yeah, dude, I agree. Those are still shit. We did those 12 years ago, and they're still my favorite videos we've done. I would love to do more like that. I mean, Marshall and I, if Marshall and I did the one with Shia LaBeouf, they released like a green screen video of Shia LaBeouf. So we did like one scripted one. If you haven't seen that one, let me know. I'll find the link. That one may be my second favorite video we did. I absolutely love that one. I forgot to ask about the souvenir cup, Jeremy. That was on me. I think, I'll find this link for the Shia LaBeouf one. I'll share it in the things. It's so fun. 45 seconds, Marshall. All right. I'll find this one and I'll share it up there. All right, we got about 20 seconds. Be right back, guys. Good morning. Thank you for hanging out. It is the Cotter and Marshall Show. So we've had a caller to this show since the days of the work release program. The man's name is Vic. Vic is a legend among callers of this program. It never fails, whatever we're talking about. Vic seems to have a story for absolutely any situation.
The man has lived many lives. Many lives, has gone through many things. He's a champion of life in general. We love this man to death.
Yeah, and when it comes to his stories, I think he's only repeated one or two. I mean, everything, you never know what's going to come out of this man's mouth. He could be, just the other day, he was telling something that you felt was, a little bit, I don't want to say wholesome, but maybe a little bit more low-key for Vic. Then out of nowhere, he takes this left turn, and you're like, yep, there's Vic. He's back.
Yeah.
So you never know what this man's going to say. But today is Vic's 50th birthday. So we just wanted to say a big happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
To our buddy Vic. If you were a part of the Horde, he was at the concert, the 20th anniversary concert. A lot of people actually got to meet Vic. He is not some character we have made up. This man is a legit individual.
Nope.
And no, Vic is awesome. So I think Vic should be on his way to work right now, unless he took I don't know. It's his birthday. Take the day off.
I mean, he said I don't know. He's said a lot of things. I won't bring it up on the air. But I hope he is on the way to work. I hope he's alive and doing great. And Vic, we love you. You're part of the show.
So his daughter Macy said, "Hey, can you play Heathens by 21 Pilots? It's like their song." So for Vic's birthday, we're going to bust out some Heathens. Happy birthday, Vic. It is the Cotter and Marshall Show. Rock 106.1.
Andrew goes, met Vic's whole damn family.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard it.
And thank you all for commenting. Yes, I was in the restroom. Thank you so much. I came back Came back before we went on the air. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I posted the link to the Shia LaBeouf video. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good.
So did you just want to do? Did you just want to do the top three?
That's fine.
How did you want to do this break?
So the first break, I was thinking we just kind of run down the most expensive stadiums. We don't have to do each sport. We can do the top one in each sport. And then that second break, I was like, where did we have our best stadium experience and where did we have our worst?
Okay. Let's just go over then the top ones of each sport.
Okay, that's cool.
I think Vic started his birthday bender yesterday. If you remember his call yesterday, he said that he stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning drinking Miller High Lifes, and then he got up at 7 o'clock to go to work. So he must have had a rough day yesterday. Hopefully he took it a little easier on himself yesterday, got himself into bed early, but we haven't heard from him, which is obviously very concerning.
We did ask him to call in today, too.
Yeah. But maybe our studio's not working. That could be on us, actually.
This is a stream only show just by default. We didn't even know it. All right, got about 45 seconds.
Right, yeah. So actually, I don't know if we'll really get into it, but the Dallas Cowboys are number 3 on the football list.
All right, guys, be right back. Going to talk some of the most expensive stadiums to go watch sports at. I was really shocked, what came up number 1 with Major League Baseball. I'll get to that in a second. Don't forget, join the Horde. Check out the stream every day, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. As always, you can listen to the show as well. Download the Rock 1061 app for free. Get us in your in-home smart speaker, or check us out at rock1061.com. So a website put together the most expensive stadiums to go watch a sporting event at. And they based it on 1 general admission ticket, 2 beers, 1 hot dog, and parking at the stadium.
Yeah, and these prices, I mean, kind of ridiculous. So, yeah, it's just for one single person. This is just for your singular body to go to and fro the stadium, watch the game, and then have a little something to eat and drink.
And I mean, chances are, I know I'm having more than 2 beers. Chances are I'm not eating a hot dog. I'm probably getting something more expensive.
Also, I'm married, so I'm never going to a game by myself. Also, I like myself, so I'm never not going to go. I'm always going to go with someone.
Yeah, I get that. So the most expensive ticket in sports belongs to the NBA team, the New York Knicks. $260 to go watch a Knicks game with a couple beers and a dog.
When's the last time the Knicks were good?
That's just it, man.
They made the playoffs, I think, this year. Maybe for the first time in 2 decades, something like that.
I get that it's New York, and by default, New York is just going to be... I wonder how much of that is actually parking. I bet parking is a big chunk of that.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to find a space to park in New York. But $260 for one person to watch 1 Knicks game.
Well, let's jump over to football and talk about a stadium that no one's actually been to watch a football game. Coming in at number 1 in football, the most expensive stadium to go grab yourself an admission ticket, 2 beers, 1 hot dog, and parking, the Las Vegas Raiders. The big Roomba out in the desert. and now they just moved there. So you're looking at $153 for a ticket to go see a game, minimum there. $13 a beer and $7.50 for a hot dog.
Yeah, so $237 basically. Now they're saying that $13 beer is the most expensive, which actually surprises me. That's not like the cheapest beer you can get. I figured you're going to get like a craft beer at a stadium. I'm surprised it's not $15-20.
Well, what sucks is like you can go like maybe 200 yards away to the Flamingo and get yourself a $3 Miller Lite.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Beers are so cheap in Vegas, man.
All right, NHL, we're back to New York when it comes to the most expensive stadium experience. The New York Rangers, $182 to check out a game there. I mean, hockey live, though, I don't know. If you're looking at all these, I love watching football live, but there's honestly a lot of downtime. When it comes to hockey, I think you're getting your most bang for the buck if you just want excitement to watch.
Hockey's the best because you have 2 20-minute periods where you can go out, have a smoke or go to the restroom or grab yourself that beer and not miss any of the action. Hockey, once again, I don't think people give hockey the due that they deserve because they're so much fun. And once again, playoff hockey is the best playoffs out there to watch. Seriously, if you find yourself some playoff hockey on the TV, stop yourself and watch it because it's so much fun.
Now, baseball is by far the cheapest sporting experience when it comes to stadiums. But I am shocked at what's number one on this list at $110. Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field.
How are you shocked?
I mean, how is New York not topping this? I don't know. It's Wrigley. I was surprised by the cost.
There's two stadiums that will never go away. You're talking about Fenway Park and you're talking about Wrigley. Those are meccas for people.
Yeah, I get that.
People will travel across the world to come watch a baseball game there. And yeah, the Chicago Cubs, man, a good chunk of that has to be parking because you can't find parking in Wrigleyville at all.
There's nothing.
Good luck.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing.
So, it's best to come in on train. So maybe that's a part train ticket, even a subway. I think they're free for the most part, but maybe you have to pay for some. I don't know. But yeah, Boston, Chicago being top 1 and 2 right there on our list with New York Yankees being number 3. I completely get that.
All right, so we've both been to a number of sporting events, visited a number of stadiums. So coming up next, then we both just talk about our best stadium experiences and then our worst stadium experiences. So we got those coming up next. If you have any you want to add in, feel free to hit us up on the text, 800-394-1061, or in the comments on the chat. More with Cotter and Marshall coming up next. Rock 1061.
Sean, I absolutely agree, man. Hockey is the absolute best live. Absolute best, man. Speaking, I would say we're probably within 90 days of finding the new Savannah hockey team name out. They told me July, so I'm going to go ahead and give them like a 90-day caveat to that. But Savannah is getting an ECHL team that's going to begin next October. And, they told me that the name was supposed to be announced somewhere around July of this year.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to, we're hoping to find that out sooner than later.
My prediction is it'll be the Savannah Spirits. I think that's what they'll end up going with. It's a solid name.
Not disagreeing.
I like it. You can have fun with it, both with the haunted and the drinking side of Savannah. So I think it's a solid choice. And if it is the Savannah Spirits, I think that's what Jake recommended. When they did the contest.
Mm-hmm.
Never hear the end of it. Jake Thompson.
We'll see if they give him the credit, though.
Don't give him the credit, guys. We know the guys there. We know Bob. Come on, Bob. Don't do that to us. Mamacita, so much. So agree. Yes. So ready for some hockey in town. And I don't know, man. It's like next few years here in Savannah, it's like, holy crap, we could have things to do other than walk around drinking. It's amazing.
Right.
Live music, hockey, a stadium an arena that may bring in some other events that we didn't get to see.
It's almost like Savannah's becoming a real town.
Oh, so cool.
What a wild thing.
We're growing up, guys, right before our eyes.
Yeah, so the latest picture I saw from our new building, our new Civic Center, it looks like it's mostly fully enclosed now. Yeah, from the latest picture that was put up June 23rd, it looks like the new building is almost fully enclosed when it comes to our new Civic Center, which is actually really cool. I think the building itself looks nice, man. I'm excited to go down there and actually finally check it out.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Savannah's needed this for so long. I'm incredibly happy we're finally getting this.
I just hope there's a spot to park.
It's Savannah. There's no such thing. All right. Got about 5 minutes. Come back. We'll talk about some of our best and worst stadium experiences.
On the 8 o'clock hour today, we're going to talk about early reviews that have come out for Space Jam 2 and Suicide Squad. Is it The Suicide Squad or is it just called Suicide Squad?
That's a good question.
I forget. And then we'll play some trivia here in the 8 o'clock hour. Your chance to win some Adelita's Way tickets. Adelita's Way is playing next Friday over at Victory North. Also, we'll hook you up with a pair of tickets to go crawl around Savannah with the Savannah Bar Crawl. The next big crawl is going to be the Tailgate Bar Crawl, opening weekend of college football. That's going down on Saturday, September 4th. So we'll hook you up with those passes as well.
It looks like the Suicide Squad.
Gotcha.
All right, Five Finger Death Punch, Darkness Settles In is coming up next.
Sandy on the chat here was talking about her crazy sports experience when a local Baltimore Skipjacks played the rivals, the Hershey Bears, and the Hershey Bears team got into a fight with the fans and climbed into the section that she was sitting with the hockey team.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's
good.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for the Savannah Pro hockey team to begin. I've already got my season tickets locked and loaded. I was talking to Damien over at the draft room at Berwick. He's getting like 4 tickets because he wants some for him and his girlfriend. Also, he's going to get some just to give away at his bar.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, he's excited about the ECHL coming into town as well. Once again, pro hockey is the best. Actually, if I get a chance, I may just hit up our good friend Bob over at the new Savannah ECHL franchise and see if I can get an update from him.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, man, it's been a minute since we've really heard anything, from them.
Yeah, the last thing we actually talked to them about was right when we started the show. I mean, they did the name contest, which was right around St. Paddy's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So Iron Maiden put out a new song yesterday called The Writings on the Wall. I'll talk about it in Marshall's Music News. But good Lord, is it something. 7 minutes.
Well, they weren't going to come in with some, 3-minute tune. They're going to bring it.
Yeah, it's been a while since they put out an album. I think 2016 was the last time Iron Maiden put out a new album. So it's been a few years.
Yeah.
Looks like Tom DeLonge has a movie. He has a new movie, his debut, I think, directorial debut.
Oh, look at that.
It's a coming-of-age film with dick jokes, as he calls it, called Monsters of California.
Okay.
So it looks like that'll be coming out soon. Doesn't say when yet.
Any word as to who's in it?
Not yet. He goes, the Monsters of California represent the beginning of the mainstream version of what I wanted to do. He described it as something akin to if Spielberg went back and made an R-rated indie paranormal film while also mentioning that director John Hughes was an influence of this film.
Interesting. Okay, I like that.
But no details on when it's coming out. But I guess it's expected sometime this year. The cast, I don't think, saying any of these names, you wouldn't know them.
Okay.
But, Camille Caustic is looks like the lead actress. Ariana Zucker, Jared Scott, Dane DeLegro. Yep, exactly.
Yep. Sounds like his budget was rather small for this film. All right, got about 90 seconds.
Hmm.
All right, under a minute. Talk about our best and worst stadium experiences.
Mine are based around game experiences within the stadium as well.
Yeah, so are mine.
Oh. It is a rough morning. 100% Liquid Bit goes, man, this is a rough morning. For all of us, man. We're just trying to get through it. We're working our way through this, man. We're going to make it. We're going to do this shit together.
All right, guys, be right back. Good morning. Thank you for hanging out on air and on the stream. It is the Cotter and Marshall Show. A little bit ago, talked about some of the most expensive stadiums to go watch a game at. Now, I thought we'd just kind of talk about maybe some of our best and worst stadium-going experiences. Now, you've probably been to way more stadiums than I have, Marshall, but what are some of the favorite experiences you've had with going to a stadium?
Like I said, I brought up like the meccas of baseball, like going to Wrigley Field and going to Fenway Park for the very first time. I mean, those places just have so much history. I mean, it's just so cool going into those stadiums and just kind of experiencing and feeling, you know, the emotions and the energy that's within those buildings when games are going on. I mean, it's just so freaking cool. Another experience that I had that was just really cool, and it sounds a little weird, but I saw the debut of the boat, the best of all time, Blake Bortles. Yeah, that's right. I was at the debut of Blake Bortles down in Jacksonville. It was the Jags versus Indianapolis, obviously years ago. And I was like, I think I may be seeing history right here. I think I may be seeing the debut of Blake Bortles, the brand new, franchise quarterback of the Jags. History determined that wasn't true, but it was kind of cool to be like, oh, wow, this could be a moment within history, within this stadium.
Right. One of my favorites, obviously, and a lot of it's just emotional, is Wrigley Field. I've only been 3 times, but every time was a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
The first time there, we actually watched the game from the rooftop.
Very cool.
Which is, if you get a chance to do that, go for it. The second time was there actually got a set in the bleachers. What was cool about this is I was doing a sports talk show at the time, and we were doing the show live from a bar like a block from Wrigley. And Ryan Sandberg was the manager of the local baseball Cubs affiliate from Peoria. So they were playing a game at Wrigley. I got to go down to Wrigley, grab Ryan Sandberg in a Cubs uniform, and walk him down the street of Chicago to the bar so we can interview him.
That's cool.
Just that alone, and then going into the game and watching from watch from the bleachers was cool. And then the third time I went, we got to sit third base side. We were up a little ways, but not too bad. And the Cubs trounced the Cardinals. So it was like, this is the best day ever. I can die now.
The last time I was in Wrigley, we lost to the Nationals like 15-7.
Oh, no.
The Nationals, and I was out in the bleachers. So yeah, not a great experience. Talking about bad experiences in stadiums, Cotter. I went to a game it wasn't the final season. It was like the second to last season that the San Diego Chargers played at Qualcomm Stadium. Now, a lot of people gave the Chargers a lot of crap for wanting to leave San Diego. But if you went to Qualcomm Stadium, you knew why they wanted to leave. I mean, it was just a concrete bowl in the middle of nowhere San Diego. I mean, this place was the worst stadium I think I've ever been to. It's an outdoor stadium.
Yeah.
Because obviously the weather in San Diego is generally always beautiful. I was sitting like 2 rows from the very top. First and foremost, I mean, like, you could jump out of the stadium very easily.
Yeah.
Like, just sitting, like, walking up to the final row. I mean, like, the concrete barrier only went up to, like, mid-chest. I could have, like, easily, like, sawhorse, like,
right.
jumped over it and just jumped out of the stadium, which probably would be an issue.
A little bit.
But the stadium had nothing. The bathrooms were the worst. People were fighting in the stands, probably because of how bad the Chargers were getting beat that day. But I mean, it was just one of just the worst. There was nothing. And then, like, everything around the stadium was the hood.
Yeah.
Like, it was not fun. You weren't going down there to hang before the game. You were parking and going into the stadium or tailgating. You weren't going to any of the local restaurant bars or anything because there was just nothing.
Yeah. Both of my worst experiences when it comes to going to a stadium involve WrestleManias. Went to the Superdome for the WrestleMania in New Orleans. Superdome is cool, but it's like a maze to get it in and out of. And then where we were sitting, because we bought the cheapest seats possible, I was with 2 bigger gentlemen, and the seats aren't made for bigger gentlemen, and you're just crammed in there. I did not have one beer during the New Orleans WrestleMania because it just was so inconvenient to stand up and try to walk through everybody. You were climbing over everybody because the seats are so close, and the WrestleMania was just questionable anyway. And then the other bad one with them when it comes to WrestleMania is MetLife Stadium in New York or New Jersey. There's just no way in and out of that. It's like a train, and they were not ready for the amount of people that were there for WrestleMania. It was raining, and you stood in line for an hour and a half to get out, and the seating is just garbage and uncomfortable. Yep. It was absolutely miserable.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few other places, too, that are just known for having terrible stadiums. I mean, I've driven by it. I've never gone to it. But Tropicana Field, the home of the Tampa Bay Rays down in Tampa, just one of the worst. I mean, I see just out the outside of the stadium, it doesn't look like it's an actual active sports arena, but somehow it is. So, yeah, that's one of the worst. Also, back in the day, the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis, one of the reasons why the Rams left St. Louis and moved to L.A. was because of the Edward Jones Dome, one of historically the worst domes in America that's based in St. Louis. That's why St. Louis doesn't have a football team.
If you have any bad stadium-going experiences, you can hit us up via the text, 800-394-1061, or in the chat on the stream. Coming up, top of the 8 o'clock hour, got some reviews for the Suicide Squad. Those are good. Also for Space Jam. Those, not so much. It's coming up next, Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 1061.
I saw Roger Waters do the wall at Fenway Park. They set the wall up over the Green Monster and took it down at the end of the show. Epic. Dude, that is awesome.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I heard the Hard Rock Stadium. Yeah, Sean goes, it's like Miami. The Hard Rock Stadium is in the ghetto. Yeah, dude, Qualcomm, I'm telling you, there was like, we looked it up. There was like 3 bars, and they were the most garbage-filled bars ever. Like, we went to the one that looked like the most, I don't know, rapey. It was like a pizzeria place that had like, I mean, they had one TV that had football on.
Yeah.
And we went in there, and it was like the checkerboard, white and red, type of tablecloths, but they were stapled to the table.
Oh,
it was those really uncomfortable chairs, and there was like nothing in the room. It was a garbage pizzeria that had very questionable food. Yeah, we just decided to go back to the cars and started drinking at that point. But there was nothing around it. Qualcomm was probably the worst.
Yeah. Now with MetLife being horrible, I will say when we were in New York for WrestleMania, we also went to Barclays for several events. Barclays is amazing. I mean, and you're right there in Brooklyn. So I mean, we found like a great barbecue place right up the road from it. Barclays is great, but MetLife, that was that had to have been the worst concert or worst stadium experience. Just getting out of there, man. An hour and a half in the rain, it was miserable. They were not ready.
All right, guys, just getting ready for what's coming up next. Speaking of what's coming up next, top of the 8 o'clock hour, as Cotter said, we're going to talk about Space Jam and the Suicide Squad. Reviews have come out for both of those. Then we're going to talk about some historically poorly reviewed movies that were kind of cool. We'll play some trivia in the 8 o'clock hour as well. We'll hook you up with Adelita's Way and Savannah Bar Crawl passes, tickets, and then we'll do beer for breakfast, then wrap the show up with Marshall's Music News today. It's a very chill Friday, guys. That's how we're running it. Next week, we're back on the show with Big Money Monday. We'll also play back your drunk calls as well. Speaking of, if you're out having a few drinks this weekend, make sure to leave us a drunk line voicemail. Sean said he put up 40-plus flyers for us in the Wisconsin area, so hopefully we get some voicemails from there.
That's awesome.
Sean says leaving the Daytona 500 was always awful until you realize you just go to a bar and have a few and wait a couple hours and you have no traffic at all.
Yeah, that's what kind of every time we go to a WrestleMania, that's in theory our plan. But every year we've gone to a WrestleMania, there is nothing around any of the stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like you're going to walk a mile to get to a bar. It's just so inconvenient.
Welcome to Rockville's at the Daytona International Speedway this year, which is where Daytona 500 is. So, yeah, I wonder how that's going to go when it comes to getting in and out of that place. I'm usually pretty good at bouncing out a little bit early, depending on who the headliner is. At this point, I've seen so many bands that I can usually catch the first half of a set and feel pretty good. For some reason, I've seen the headliner before about jumping out.
Yeah, I don't think so. The wife, right now, the plan is for the wife to come down. I don't think we're going to stick around for Sunday because she's going to have to work the next day. So I think we'll, do Saturday, get up Sunday morning, and probably take off.
Mm-hmm.
Would be my guess.
So what do you got going on this weekend, man?
This weekend, I'm going to go to CEW this weekend. We've got to, I'm going to teach my kid how to edge since he's got a job doing yard maintenance. I'm sorry, still makes you laugh. But good for him. His first full-time job. We're going to have to start getting ready. So we're taking our last vacation next week. We leave right after the show next Friday. And initially, both kids would leave for their respected locations around August 13th or 14th. Well, because my oldest got the job, he's actually got to be up there on July 26th, which is when we're on vacation. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go. We've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we don't leave until Tuesday. So we're going to have to book a flight out of Orlando on the Monday morning. So we're just going to get up, take him to Orlando. He's got to fly up to Kent so he can start his job on the 27th. So we just kind of, I don't know if he's quite ready yet. So we just kind of have to make sure he's ready to go. So I think there'll be a lot of just kind of scrambling, getting things ready so he can, move back up to Kent for the next year. So I think that's going to be a lot this weekend, what we're doing.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, good time. That'll be weird.
Go to the Coffee Cup in Daytona. Some of the best breakfast. Damn.
Good to know.
Is there any bars around Daytona International Speedway that you recommend, Sean, to go to maybe after the show to avoid traffic? Yeah, tonight I'm going down to Plant Riverside to meet up with some friends. Then obviously I have family in town tomorrow, so we're doing the whole dinners and going out and stuff. So I'll be out and about a lot this weekend.
Planning to grill out sometime this weekend. Don't know when or what yet, but got the grill. Let's do it. All right, so we got just over 3.5 minutes. We'll get into some of these reviews for the Suicide Squad and Space Jam. Actually out today. I will not be rushing home to watch that this weekend.
I'm not going to be watching it all. I think it's just mostly for the fact that I don't like LeBron James.
I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair. Ooh, man. This week. I'm glad it's done.
There are a few restaurants. I'm not sure if any other little bars are still open that I used to go to. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's fair. I'm looking forward to Rockville this year. Yeah, it'll be, having never been to Daytona, and this is the first year that it's there, it'll be interesting to see the logistics of it and how easy it is. I hope they makes it a little bit easier.
Well, the area is massive, so that shouldn't be.
That is true.
That shouldn't be the issue. Parking shouldn't be the issue. They're obviously used to a lot of things. Yeah, for me, it'll just be running. So as soon as we do the show on Thursday, I'll be driving down.
Yeah.
As soon as we're done at that point, and then it'll be, just I guess. I mean, Daytona's what, 3.5 hours away?
Yeah, about that.
So yeah, so trying to think of any of the early bands that I absolutely have to see. I think I can actually check in at my spot and then, I think I'll just check in first and then I'll just go down to the venue.
Did you get the message from Shane? Is that what that is?
No.
Oh, he messaged the Cotter Marshall page.
Do you know about Tool playing anywhere soon? I actually don't. There's nothing that I think they have lined up anytime soon. They may be playing it just really, really safe due to the fact that Maynard's had COVID twice, so they may not want to tour until a lot of this stuff is kind of gone to the wayside. Well, let me look it up for you real quick. Yeah, according to their website, they have no upcoming tour dates. So, yeah, my guess is they don't plan on doing anything until probably once COVID's more under control. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think Maynard wants to get COVID for the third time. I don't think that would work out too well for him.
Can't say I blame him. All right, guys, be right back. So early reviews for the Suicide Squad, mainly positive, and Space Jam, mainly not, are out. We'll get to some of those in a second. Don't forget, hop on the stream and join that horde, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe while you're there. So Suicide Squad, which is DC's latest movie, is coming out August 6th in theaters and on HBO Max. Well, the embargo has been lifted by Warner Brothers. That means journalists can now start talking about the film, and so far, they've been pretty much overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, so my favorite review came from Brandon Davis of Comic Book. He says that Suicide Squad is absolutely insane, violent as hell, raunchy, unforgiving, and the film represents James Gunn fully unleashed with moments of heart, humor, action, and emotion. The overall sentiment for the Suicide Squad is the movie is just so much fun. And I can't wait to check this out. This may be one of those films I may want to go to the movie theater and watch on the big screen, you know, in the full movie glory that it is, as opposed to just watching on HBO Max.
Yeah, we got another review from German Lucier of Gizmodo. Said it is as funny, irreverent, and as violent as promised. So, I mean, I don't know. This movie looks so interesting because if you saw the early previews, they include so many just random characters that I didn't know were around from the comic books. And I'm interested to see what they do with all of them. I mean, I'm guessing since it's as gory as promised, I'm guessing most of these lower level characters are just there to die.
Yeah, 100%. James Gunn said not to get attached to really any of these characters because a lot of them do die. Now, turning to the other side of the coin, the other film, which is out today, Space Jam, a new legacy starring the King, LeBron James.
It is a sequel to the 1996 movie featuring Michael Jordan. The reviews for this one, not as positive. IndieWire's Kate Erbland basically said, Space Jam 2 hurt me. That's all.
Like emotionally?
And her emotionally, maybe physically. I don't know. This was not, I mean, this is literally just LeBron James trying to pee on some territory going, this is mine now, where he should just stop.
So there's another review that came out for Space Jam, A New Legacy, that says, Space Jam is so overwhelmingly stuffed with corporate propaganda that it seems like the filmmakers are seeking exactly that sort of praise, not satisfying cinema, not a worthwhile story, and not a fun time at the movies, but a great product.
Ugh.
So apparently, someone said this film is like, there was Player Number One, it's that movie that came out a few years ago.
Player One?
Ready Player One. So apparently they said it was that because they just show off all the Warner Brother franchise characters in this new Space Jam film. Now, one thing I did look up, I wanted to know if Bill Murray was going to have a cameo in this movie. I can 100% state that Bill Murray is very smart, and he is not showing up in Space Jam 2.
I mean, yes, I respect Bill Murray, but he did do Garfield, so I mean, he does have some clunkers.
He did that one on accident. He stated that, but you know what? He made a good payday off 1 and 2.
I would hope so. All right, so I'm guessing this Space Jam won't be one of those movies that is poorly reviewed, and then you watch and go, yeah, but that was actually pretty good. This isn't going to be that case, but there are some movies that may get reviewed poorly. They got horrible scores on Rotten Tomatoes, and you go back and you're like, but this movie is awesome.
Right.
So we're going to run down some of those movies for us in just a few minutes. First, Rise Against. It is Nowhere Generation. Rock 106.1.
All right, guys, thanks for sticking around with us here on the stream. Going to be talking about some, according to critics, terrible movies that are actually really, really good. I've got a small list. I actually peeled off like 6 films that I thought were really, really good.
Yeah, I did. I think it's better than me. I got 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I wouldn't say screw Rotten Tomatoes, Sean. I mean, I think they're a nice baseline to kind of see if something is worthwhile.
I mean, I think, though, there's a lot of times where, reviewers get a little bit more snobby than just your, typical public movie-going experience. And, this, like, I take a lot of things they say, especially with, like, stupid comedies with a grain of salt. It's like, I love a good stupid comedy, but a reviewer is going to sit there and be, all prissy about it.
Gibby making his way onto the stream today.
What's
Extra
up,
late.
Gibby?
Yeah, guys, so coming up next, we'll talk about those poorly reviewed movies that are actually really, really good. Then we'll have you guys vote on Fire Away Friday. We got a bunch of Metallica songs that you guys can choose from in regards to their 40th anniversary. Also, we're going to be playing some trivia this hour. Your chance to win yourself some Adelita's Way tickets. We're also going to hook you up It's kind of a twofer. Not only do you get Adelita's Way tickets, but you also get some tickets to the Savannah Bar Crawl Tailgate Bar Crawl, which is happening on September 4th.
Liquid, agree. I hate when people get upset about something and trash a movie before it even comes out on Rotten Tomatoes. Those people should not be allowed on there. Good morning, Mac. Thank you for joining. All right, we got about a minute and a half. We'll get into movies that were reviewed poorly or have bad scores on Rotten Tomatoes that we actually think are really, really good.
Oh, look, Mac made her way onto the stream today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after the show today, I don't have too much that I think I have to worry about. I have to go home and do some voice tracking for the weekend, and I got to call up our winners for this past week. But that's really all I got to have to worry about.
Yeah,
I got to put in a couple proposals for Hoobastank and Adelita's Way officially. We got approved for tickets. I just have to send them official proposals showing them what I'm giving them in return. Sean, your wife's a NASCAR fan? Like on purpose? Did you have to drug her for that? Shane, I got your email, man. Or yeah, I got your message. I'll message you back here after the show today. Yeah, Hoobastank and Living Color are going to be coming on July 26th. And then we also have coming up on next Friday, Adelita's Way, July 23rd.
All right, guys, be right back. So we're talking about some early reviews for The Suicide Squad. Those are looking good. And for Space Jam, that's actually out today. Those not looking so good. Now, in some instances, I don't think Space Jam will be one of them. There are movies that get poorly reviewed, have bad scores on Rotten Tomatoes, yet you look at it and you're like, but that is an awesome movie. So we're going to talk about some of those right now. And I think the first one at the top of my list, I mean, not that it's the worst score on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's coming in with a 46%. National Treasure.
But yeah, which is exactly that, a national treasure.
100% agree.
Nicolas Cage, another national treasure. I mean, this film, it was like a weird little Indiana Jones style film. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I like National Treasure quite a bit, and yeah, it's only getting a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's one of my favorites. I mean, and the second one, I enjoyed that one as well. I guess they're going to do a series on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but it's not going to feature Nicolas Cage, so it doesn't exist to me.
Now, this is one of those film series. Go back to any time. I mean, you can make up all kinds of BS that you can search for. Mm-hmm. I want to see more of Nicolas Cage in this. So this 46%, I just say, that's crap, man. This is an excellent film.
Well, how about this one? Coming in at 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, Jumanji. What? You're telling me that's a bad movie? There's no really bad Robin Williams movie, okay?
Seen Patch Adams?
Yep. And maybe I forgot it. But also, Jumanji is an incredible film.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of films that you find in TBS, TNT, like every single weekend, they always seem to be playing. And essentially, that's Shawshank Redemption and Jumanji. These films are amazing. Why are you trying to tell me Jumanji sucks? It doesn't. It's incredible.
No, Jumanji is the original is an absolutely great movie. It's one of those, if it comes on, I will watch it anytime. What about Wet Hot American Summer?
I was actually just looking up the cast of that film. Wet Hot American Summer is one of those movies that most people haven't seen.
Yes.
It's just this weird little indie film that came out back in 2001. But the cast was incredible. I mean, you had Elizabeth Banks, Janine Garofalo, Christopher Maloney, Paul Rudd, Bradley Cooper, Michael Ian Black, H. John Benjamin, Amy Poehler, and then the list keeps going on and on. I mean, these were all guys part of comedy troupes back in the day that just got together and put together the dumbest movie they could possibly do. And then they did actually a Netflix miniseries as kind of a sequel follow-up to it as well. So this movie is so over-the-top dumb, it's hilarious. And for some reason, the people at Rotten Tomatoes over their scores are only giving it a 36%. That is a crime. You know what? Assault. That is assault.
I would definitely call this kind of like a cult classic movie. Yeah, the cast, like you said, stellar. Mm-hmm. It is dumb. I mean, it's stupid, but that doesn't make it deserve a low rating. I mean, okay, I say it's dumb, but then you look at some of the writing and you're like, it's smarter than you're probably willing to give it credit for.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
It's one of those crazy films. Now, I've only seen this movie once, Cotter, but Starship Troopers is a beloved cult classic film, only getting a 64% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is actually the highest out of all the movies that weren't reviewed very well on my list. Starship Troopers was stupid fun.
Yeah, no, that movie, I don't think I've seen it since it came out, and I remember it kind of being a thing when it was first released, but I liked it. I got a couple from the Broken Lizard guys. Super Troopers is probably their most well-known movie.
What percentage was that at?
35.
What?
How is that possible?
I've seen Super Troopers like 24 times.
Me too. It is so funny. At 35%.
What's the other film?
Beer Fest. Now, I like Beer Fest better than Super Troopers, and I know a lot of people may disagree.
That's not real.
But on Rotten Tomatoes, it's at 46%. So, I mean, it is actually higher than Super Troopers, but I think it deserves to be higher than 46%. I mean, the guys in Broken Lizard, so good when it comes to writing stuff. Maybe not Super Troopers 2, but I mean, so good. I mean, that movie was so funny.
I mean, just another few gems from Super Trooper guys as well. Club Dread and Slammin' Salmon.
Yes.
Both films are so dumb, but really worth your time if you could find them.
All right, we got Fire Away Friday coming up next. Your chance to pick a song that we're going to play here around 8:30. Since Metallica is celebrating their 40th anniversary this year, Marshall has more details about that in Marshall Music News. Get a chance to pick a song from their debut album, either Seek and Destroy, Whiplash, or Jump in the Fire. Vote now, Cotter and Marshall on Facebook. Text in your vote or hit us up on the chat. Fire Away Friday is next. Rock 106.1.
Thomas said, Freddie got fingered. Great movie. I forgot that one too, man.
I totally forgot that.
I saw a recent interview with Tom Green that he did with, I think, it was Steve-O. Steve-O has a podcast called Wild Ride, and Tom Green came on there, and they talked about the very first time they met. Super funny stuff. And also, I mean, I think I've talked about it on the stream before. So I've been watching a lot of Steve-O's Wild Ride video podcast deal. He actually tells a story about the first time he met the guys from Insane Clown Posse down in Florida and about his first interaction with them. And it was very funny. So if you could find that on YouTube, I highly recommend it.
That's awesome.
All right. So Mac brings up, she goes, on the marquee tonight, Fear Street Part 3, Space Jam New Legacy, Conjuring 3, that one's been out for a while, and the American Horror Stories, that's the anthology. Liquid would like to know if you're doing CrossFit, Mac. No one else does, but he does. Actually, coming up this weekend, and guys, if there's something going on this weekend in the Savannah, Bluffton, Hilton Head area that I'm missing, let me know. But I'm just trying to think of things that people can go out and do this weekend. Now, there's the Savannah Summer Slam. That's a kind of a metal concert that's happening at the Wormhole tonight. I think it's like $10 to get in the door. There's 4 metal bands. Then there's the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard and the Anthony Bourdain documentary Roadrunner. Those are both in movie theaters this weekend. And then CEW is going to be at the Coastal Empire Brewing Company tonight. That's Coastal Empire Wrestling. So if you want to go watch some local wrestling dudes do their thing, that'll be at Coastal Empire Brewing Company tonight.
Cool. We're gonna come right out of the commercials into Fire Away Friday, since Seek and Destroy is winning and it's almost 7 minutes.
Okay.
I don't want to run over when we get into trivia. So
Mac is not doing CrossFit. May get to work out here at home later though. Oh, good for you. Yeah, I've got mostly just a bunch of work catch-up stuff after the show today. And then, yeah, kind of chilling the rest of the day. I probably should mow my backyard. I mowed my front yard, which was just an utter bitch yesterday, just because I had so many sticks and leaves and stuff to clean up. I have a question for Cotter and Marshall. Hit us up. Oh, Jeremy says Steve-O's Wild Ride podcasts are very good. He had Tony Hawk, Tom Green, Mike Tyson, Tommy Lee, Demi Lovato, so many awesome people. Yeah, dude, he does a great job with them. Him and the guys that put together the podcast are really, really good.
All right, we've got about a minute and a half or so. And then come up, we'll solicit somebody for trivia.
So you said we're coming out of these spots here?
Yeah, we're just coming right out of the spots since Seek and Destroy is rather girthy.
I'm not one for favorites. Like, I don't have a favorite band because I like different types of music. Same thing with DJ, with food. As radio DJs, do either of you have a favorite band? I wouldn't say I have a favorite band. I have a lot of bands that I tend to gear myself towards. Like if I was out sitting by my pool having a drink at night, I'm playing all sorts of crazy stuff from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s because that's where I really came up in music. They always say that your musical taste is obviously built and you're always going to go back to this stuff. But stuff that I'm geared to right now, I will say I'm geared to the Desert Sessions from the guys from Queens of the Stone Age. They've done a bunch of various EPs from that. Bad Flower, Ghost, and then obviously I always fall back into cheesy 80s stuff like Men at Work and stupid stuff like that. I'm a big fan of Tenacious D as well, so I always check that out.
My two go-to, if I had to say favorite bands, obviously Rush, and then I'm a huge fan of Queen. As I get older, I think Queen is surpassing Rush as probably my favorite band. I think we're getting to that point in my life. I just think Freddie Mercury could do no wrong. All right, guys, be right back. Good morning. It is Fire Away Friday. Gave you a choice of 3 Metallica songs today. Marshall will have more details about this next hour with Marshall's Music News. But this year is the 40th anniversary of Metallica. That is absolutely crazy to me. So Fire Away Friday, 3 songs from their debut. You can pick Seek and Destroy, Whiplash, or Jump in the Fire. And it was a runaway victory.
Wait, which one won?
It wasn't even close. Seek and Destroy, easily.
It's a great tune.
For the win. So let's do it. Fire Away Friday. It's Metallica, Rock 106.1. And Liquid, honestly, the more I go to Austin, Texas, and the more my uncle drags me to all these singer-songwriter type stuff, I find myself really getting into that more and more and more and more. And it's like a highlight for me to go to Texas. I say I'm going for ACL, but I'm just basically using it as an excuse so I can go to this dive bar a mile away from my uncle's house and watch just guys come up on stage that don't normally play together and just, play for 3 hours on end. And it's just amazing. Sam's Point, it's a weird little hippie community that has a bar. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's awesome.
All right, maybe I'll find a angle that I like. Maybe that's better.
Just tilt it, make me like a Batman villain from the 60s.
Oh my gosh, look at this Mac heading to Parker's before heading to the station. KML one anything. Yes.
Guilted her into that yesterday.
Yes, we absolutely did. What's Parker's known for, Cotter? What's the thing that people were telling us?
Chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, do they have chicken sandwiches at 8:25 a.m.? Mac, we want 2 chicken sandwiches.
Greg, let me know when and where. If I'm free, I'm there. I love that stuff. One of the things we go to in Texas every year, they do gospel brunch. I mean, it's not gospel. They just call it gospel brunch, and it's in this Tex-Mex place. So you go in there, you get some nice Tex-Mex breakfast, and it's like 5 or 6 people that will take the stage, and then it's kind of like the open mic night that they do at Coach's. It's just like they're all up there. None of them necessarily are in a group together. They just do this gospel brunch, and they'll bring people in and out, and they'll just play guitar, sing different songs, and you could tell they're like, all right, we're going to play this song. It's this key. Follow along. You guys will figure it out. And then you just play, and you sit there for 2 hours and watch these guys, and you're just blown away by how talented it is.
Oh, they actually have a breakfast menu at Parker's.
Oh.
There's the breakfast bowl. There's an egg casserole. Oh, I love a good quiche. I'll take the quiche, Mac.
Sublime, dude. I love Sublime. I mean, they broke right after Bradley died. You know, they hit it big, but they got so much stuff. I remember when they came out, so they made it to rock radio right when they came out with What I Got.
Mm-hmm.
And the night guy at the station was like, this is not rock music. Why are we? I mean, he hated it. Why are we playing this music? He despised it. Man, it was good.
Good. Greg says, I sent you an invite thingy. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Sublime I love Sublime growing up, man.
Yeah, I love it. I still love them. Tony, good morning.
I got into them really hard the past few years, but grew up on Ozzy, Pantera, Metallica, yeah. I used to wake up to, what was it? Metallica's Suicide Note Part 1?
Pantera.
Yeah, or Pantera, sorry. Pantera's Suicide Note Part 1. I used to wake up to that every morning.
We did a break about that a couple months ago. I think that was played last week while you're out in the best of. Because I remember listening to it.
Ooh. Parker's has a fish and grits, 2 cornmeal fried catfish fillets, and choice of grits. For breakfast?
I'm going to pass on that.
Once again, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Illinois, and sometimes seeing Southern breakfast items, guys, I don't know what you're doing down here.
Yeah, I mean, I like catfish, but I like grits. I just don't. I don't know.
9 a.m.
I'm good. Yeah, Mac, you get a chance, go to that show. I've never seen Hoobastank live. Living Color. Damn, they're good.
So there's a spot in Hinesville that's been getting a lot of popularity recently. It's called Isola's Country Buffet. Have you seen the videos?
No.
Wanda actually sent us a video of this. I don't know if you saw it.
I don't know if I saw that one.
So it has become a TikTok sensation because what they'll do is they'll show off the entire buffet every morning.
Okay.
And it is literally, if you go there, you will die. Because they have they have fried everything, baked everything, it's almost like Thanksgiving dinner minus the turkey. I mean, like, think of all those heavy sides, right? Like the green bean casseroles, the mashed potatoes, the grits, fried chicken, baked chicken. I mean, like, it's got a lot of attraction online. They become sort of a TikTok sensation.
That's
because
awesome.
They'll run through their buffet items. It looks delicious. Also, it looks like it'll murder you. Once again, it's called Isola's Country Buffet. Wanda showed it off to me.
Both Charles and Wanda saying fish and grits, good thing to get.
Is good for breakfast?
Oh, there you go. Jeremy even said shrimp and grits I've had. But shrimp/fish and grits for breakfast, awesome stuff. Southern for life.
Dennis says, I saw Sublime with Rome. Dirty Heads are freaking great, dude. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah. I haven't seen them. They're supposed to roll through Savannah. Show ended up not happening. All right, got about 45 seconds.
Coming back with Are You Smarter Than a Community College Dropout Trivia. If you want in on trivia, be the first one to call. You could probably start calling right now if you wanted to. Be the first one in. You'll win yourself some tickets to go to Adelita's Way next Friday over at the Victory North, Savannah. And also, we'll hook you up with a pair of passes to the Tailgate Pub Crawl with our friends at Savannah Bar Crawls. Jeremy, you've had Isola's? Am I saying it right? Isola's? I'm guessing it is.
All right, guys, be right back. Are you smarter than a community college dropout? It is now time to find out. We're going to play some trivia brought to you by the Savannah Bar Crawl.
So let's hook you up with, some free stuff, really, because the first person to call in at 1-800-394-1061, it doesn't matter if you beat us or not. We're going to hook you up with this stuff no matter what. First and foremost, Tailgate Bar Crawl is happening on Saturday, September 4th, the first big weekend of college football. We're going to hook you up with passes to go to that Savannah Bar Crawl. Also, we'll hook you up with tickets for next Friday's performance of Adelita's Way. Yes, they're back in town next Friday over at Victory North.
So let's do this. Are you smarter than a community college dropout? It's coming up next. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1. All right, whoever's there online, hang out. We can't hear you yet. Give me a second. Got to get some stuff ready. All right, let's do this. Rock 106.1. Who's this?
Hey, good morning. It's Calvin.
Calvin, how's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Who do you want to take on today, myself or Marshall?
Let's do you, Cotter.
All right, sounds good.
I love that.
I like being done. Good luck.
He's so rarely done, Calvin. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Is it okay?
I've seen pictures of him.
Yeah. Is it okay after this if he just holds you and cries for a while?
That's good. That's completely
okay.
fine.
Perfect. Excellent. All right, Calvin. So here's the deal. 7 questions, 60 seconds. No matter what happens, we're still going to hook you up with some really cool stuff. So if you don't know the answer to one of these questions, feel free to say pass. If not, your time will begin after I ask the first question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Which movie was Pixar's first feature film?
Toy Story.
Correct. Question number 2. How long is a fortnight?
14 days.
That is correct. Question number 3. In what city is the Kentucky Derby held?
Pass.
Question number 4. What part of the cheetah does not have any spots?
The tail?
Incorrect. Question number 5. It's multiple choice. What decade did Marty McFly go back to in Back to the Future? Did he go back to the 50s or 60s?
It was the 50s.
That is correct. Question number 6. Who has been played in a movie by both William Dafoe and James Caviezel?
Can you repeat that question?
Question number 6, once again. Who has been played in a movie by both William Dafoe and James Caviezel?
Pass.
Question number 7. Which rapper set the Guinness World Record for most words in a single hit song?
Twister.
Incorrect. And going back to the question that you passed on, which is number 3. In what city is the Kentucky Derby held?
Churchill Downs.
Incorrect. Not the city. I think that's the place. Or the venue. Anyway, let's go ahead and stop your time there. You're over time. You got 3 out of 7 correct today, Calvin.
Yeah, not great.
All right, Cotter, right here. All right, Calvin got 3 out of 7 today, Cotter. So
Okay.
there you go. You got some room to possibly take the win. Calvin, we're just going to put you on hold for one quick second.
Be right back.
All right, Cotter, same thing. 7 questions, 60 seconds. We're going to do the same thing and see how you do. Let's go. Question number 1. Which movie was Pixar's first feature film?
Toy Story.
That is correct. Question number 2. How long is a fortnight?
Is it 2 weeks?
That is correct. Question number 3. In what city is the Kentucky Derby held?
Louisville?
Yes, you even said it right. Louisville? Question number 4. What part of the cheetah does not have any spots?
Stomach?
That is correct.
Oh, shoot.
Question number 5 is a multiple choice question. What decade did Marty McFly go back to What decade did Marty McFly go back to in Back to the Future? Was it the 50s or 60s?
50s.
That is correct. Question number 6. Question number 6. Who has been played in a movie by both William Dafoe and James Caviezel?
Jesus.
That is correct. Question number 7. Which rapper set the Guinness World Record for most words in a single hit song?
Eminem.
That is correct.
Are you serious?
Cotter going 7 for 7 today.
Oh, my Lord.
Calvin, I'm so sorry that happened to you. You got absolutely trounced, but you know what? You still win cool stuff.
Thanks, man.
All right, man, we've got your number, so we'll give you a call. We'll get you set up with all the tickets.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man.
All right, we don't need to go over the correct answers because, well, Cotter, you said all of them, so congratulations.
I'm going home now. My day cannot get any better. I'm just going to go home. I'm going to take my nap and start drinking. Done and done.
You should, honestly. Let's start drinking soon. Beer for breakfast coming up next.
That is next. Cotter and Marshall, Rock 106.1.
All right, guys, we'll be right back on the stream. We're going to edit up the audio. Gibby goes, #rigged. We'll be right back. Trust me, honestly, I'm stunned he got all those. We'll be right back with audio, guys. We'll be back in a few moments. All right, guys, back on the stream. Thanks for hanging around with us while Cotter was editing up Are You Smarter Than a Community College Dropout Trivia? You obviously heard it here first. We take that small break so we can edit it up and then play it back on the stream. Mac goes, drinks or just the food? We're drinking beer this morning, Mac. Duh. Come on, man. Just the food. Yeah, so I triple checked. Churchill Downs is the racetrack.
Right.
It is in Louisville.
Louisville. Jake Thompson has beat it into my head. That is not Louisville. It's not Louisville. Not Louisville. Louisville.
That's how it's said, man. Someone just busted in our door and just said, hello.
I'm going to get beer.
Go do it, man. Don't you touch my beer. I'll go get it. Animal trying to touch my stuff. Yeah, I feel like this weekend's like a good beach weekend. It doesn't seem like there's a whole ton going on. So if you can make it out towards, the beach or just, a body of water, I feel like that is a good thing to do this weekend if you can't head out of town. This past week, I got to go to Tennessee, went to Chattanooga. Love that place. It's a great city, great town area. I went and saw a Chattanooga Lookouts game, which is their AA baseball team, which is like a Reds affiliate. Had a great time there. Was in Nashville this past weekend, dude. Nashville is awesome. Just awesome. What a great time up there. And then I got some Airbnb so I could take my dogs with me, which actually worked out really well. They only snapped on each other once. And it was like right at the end. It was like I was in Pooler stopping to get gas on the way home. And, of course, that was the moment they decided to have an all-out fight in the backseat of my car. So kudos to my dogs for almost making it all the way through a week-long trip without almost killing each other. But, man, I had such a great time up in Tennessee. I highly recommend heading up there if you get a chance. Sean, you're going to Moose Lake. That sounds like a deal. Yeah, but it sounds like it's going to be kind of a chill weekend. Like I kind of like I said, I was looking into stuff to do this weekend. Lots of stuff to like sit down and watch, but like to go out and do. I mean, doesn't seem like there's a whole lot there. So it seems like a great week to head on over to beach or somebody's pool just to get there and get some sun. Beaches on Hilton Head Island are crazy lately. Yeah, I can imagine. It may just be a great Tybee weekend, man. It really could be.
We're doing Tybee on Thursday.
Next Thursday?
Tuesday. I'm sorry, Tuesday. Haven't been to Tybee shoot since the pandemic, so we're just gonna head out early mid-afternoon.
Didn't you just go out to Huckapoo's though?
Yeah, we just legitly went to Huckapoo's though. So we're gonna do the beach. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna do the beach and then probably eat dinner at Huckapoo's. But we're gonna do that Tuesday. Once again, trying to cram a bunch of stuff in before the kids leave. So,
if you haven't been to Coco's, try out Coco's, man.
Love Coco's.
Yeah.
They had, what was the beer? It's the New York McSorley's. Is that the thing? So McSorley's, so McSorley's Ale House. So it's a place in New York, and it's like they have their own beer. And when you order a beer, they give you like 2 pints, or two, maybe not even quite pints, but they give you like 2 mugs of beer. So I went into this was years ago. So I went to Coco's and they had McSorley's on, and I'm like, never heard it before, McSorley's. And in tradition of the place, they slide me two mugs. I'm like, should order one. It's like, that's how you do it. I'm like, all right, fair enough, thanks.
Look, Cam Cross is on the chat this morning. He goes, good morning. New to this weekend's off thing. Any pointers? Wow. You got the NBA Finals to watch, I guess, this weekend. There's tons of stuff to watch, Cam. I'm going to go ahead and just throw something out there. Go outside. Stare at the sun for a while.
Pace yourself. Just because you can start drinking at 9 in the morning doesn't mean you have to.
Cam's usually not that guy, though.
He might be now, though.
Yeah.
Start drinking early, keep it going all night long. Though we do like day drinking. We are fans of that. We do endorse it here at the Connor and Marshall Show.
Yeah, man, I'm 38. I'm a huge fan of like starting drinking like at any time after 11 a.m. and getting done by like 6 is
so
awesome.
Nice. So nice.
So good. Ever try a place called Barcade? Where is that, Liquid?
There's a place downtown. I don't know if this is what you're talking about with Barcade, but there is a place downtown that's a bar arcade that I haven't been to yet. I did first one of those in Illinois, and then before WrestleMania in New York, there was one up kind of close to our Airbnb we went to. That place was awesome. It's where we went before we actually went to WrestleMania. Ate a bunch of pizza, drank a bunch of beer. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I just Googled Barcade. There's one in L.A. that's...
Okay.
And it started in Los Angeles and Detroit, it says. First opened in Brooklyn in 2004.
Okay.
But yeah, the venue features a mix of classic video games and pinball. And I mean, there's 1,000 places like that. That's no, they're cool, man. I mean, like I every time I go into one, I'm generally not messing around too much. Maybe, I don't know.
The one in Illinois...
What's wrong with me?
The one in Illinois was great because the games are free if you're drinking.
Right.
And they had a great beer selection. I mean, a lot of craft beer. I was really impressed. And then they had a lot of fun games. So that place was fun. All right, man. Heading into our last hour of the show, beer for breakfast. So I brought a couple beers in. So we had a couple choices for me today. So this is one that Dana got on her last trip to Arkansas. It's an Arkansas beer. New Province Brewing Chai Latte Stout. I have not had it yet. I don't know if it's any good. I got a 6-pack of it at the house. And then I picked this one up a while ago. Last time I went to Texas. Slippin' into Darkness Russian Imperial Stout with coffee, cocoa nibs, and coconut. So that one sounds pretty darn good. That is from Bravos Valley Brewing Company. Looks like it is... patio open in Texas made. I don't know. It doesn't. Austin, College Station, Houston. I'm not sure where it's actually located at, but I haven't had that one yet either. So it'll be a mystery today for beer for breakfast. And then I believe Marshall brought in a stout as well. So it is just us. Did it in Manhattan for my 40th. It was awesome. Yeah, that's great, man. See, a quarter each, even for that stuff. We went to one we went to WrestleMania, so we were staying in Jersey. I'll never do that again. We went to one that was close to our Airbnb, and beer and food was priced decently, but to play NBA Jam, it was 75 cents. I'm like, for the love of God, 75 cents? So, yeah, they definitely upcharged you on the games.
Okay, then.
I mean, you can go to Two Tides, grab a beer, and play pinball for free.
Are those free? Is it free to play?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Last time I went in there, I think 2 out of 3 of them were broke.
Yeah, that happens.
So when it comes to beers, I only have one today, but it's so good, I knew I was going to win. If this is a competition,
fair enough.
My beer is going to win.
That's fair. I don't know, because like I said, I haven't had either of these. This is the one I got in Texas. Slipping into Darkness, Russian Imperial Stout.
What's it called?
Slipping into Darkness.
Oh, I thought you said slip it into darkness, and I'm like, well, that's a sexual innuendo if I ever heard one.
That's filthy. It's 10.5% coffee, cocoa nibs, coconut, and then there is the Chai Latte Stout, which my wife got from Arkansas. There is I don't remember the brewery she got, but she brought a 4-pack of a bunch of different beers from a brewery. They don't sell it outside of the brewery. They'll can it in the brewery, and that's the only place you can get it. They don't even label the bottles or label the cans. It's just a 16-ounce silver can. They write on it in a Sharpie what it is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's all it is. And then there's another brewery there that we're going to check out when we go next month. It's called Crisis Brewing. Same kind of thing, super small. They don't distribute or anything. It is 3 dudes who got together. It was their midlife crisis to start a brewery. So it's Crisis Brewing. So we're going to go there and check that place.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Liquid says the Chai Latte Stout does not sound good.
I'm not a huge fan of chai. So I was shocked my wife brought this back. Maybe she's a big fan of chai. So maybe she was just like,
yeah, I don't think that was for you.
This is just for me.
Tony said that I got you guys local chips from a few places.
Nice.
In the queue in the Albuquerque. Stopped. They popped open due to the elevation. Wow.
That's amazing.
She was so glad I didn't get the beers. The mess would have been epic. Yeah, I bet.
Would have been great.
Actually, I do like vanilla chai. Like when I go to Starbucks every once in a while, I'll get like a vanilla chai tea type of thing.
Yeah, I'm there with you, Liquid. Chai is definitely not my go-to.
I'll mess with it.
Yeah, my wife's a big fan. But always excited to try new beers. And it's like, so I when I go places and I pick up beers, I try to get a little bit of everything. So, there's like this Russian Imperial Stout sounded great and all this stuff. Then I bring the stuff home and I get a kick on where I just want to drink IPAs. Mm-hmm. So I have all these stouts in my fridge and I'm like, I'll get to it eventually.
Well, it's not stout season.
And it's not. But I still have, I think, remember the stout we got from Ardwolf that has like the Cobra from G.I. Joe logo on it? I still have 2 cans of that in my fridge.
So I always claim that stout season starts on September 1st. So we're still a few months off from stout season.
Now, I'm not opposed to drinking stouts anytime, especially when you get Mexican cake in May. I'll drink that all day long. But yeah, I just haven't been in the mood for them lately.
I haven't tried any of the Mexican cakes I bought.
I drank all of mine. I have not gone back for more though, and it's probably too late. I should go see if they got any left, but I'm guessing it's too late. Coming up next, we got The Who along with Papa Roach, Wolf Totem, the System of a Down. Then we will get into beer for breakfast. So I haven't seen A-Dub yet. Our third favorite sales manager is here.
Yeah, Mike's here. Talk to him. I don't know if A-Dub's going to come in at this point.
Might be taking the week off starting today. I don't know. He's got all next week off because of vacay.
Oh, Cam. Thoughts on pumpkin beers? I mean, for years on the work release program when we did the afternoon show,
are we going to continue?
We would do pumpkin beer month. I don't think we can really. I mean, if we have different guests in the studios.
That's true. I mean, we can always have them bring a beer, and then we can always say, "Hey, it's pumpkin beer month. You're going to try this as well."
Yeah, I mean,
it's possible. We don't have to. It's possible.
But I love pumpkin beers. So whenever they start coming out, usually in September, October, I will buy every pumpkin beer available because I'm always looking for that perfect pumpkin beer. Usually the best, like widely available one is Pumpkin from Southern Tier. So last year, for the very first time, Southern Tier started to distill spirits. And they did a pumpkin whiskey. You can only get it up in the Buffalo area. That's where Southern Tier is located. But my friend Dave, he has family in the Buffalo area, and they mailed him a bottle. And we actually tried some the last time I was in Jacksonville hanging out with them. And it is outstanding. A pumpkin whiskey, you wouldn't think of it.
Wow.
But it would make, Cotter, I'm telling you, it would make the best White Russian. It would make the best pumpkin White Russian in the history of man. And it was delicious. It had a slight orange hue to it, not like almost like a whiskey, but it was almost like a little off-putting. You're like, wow, it's got like a weird orange hue to it.
Right.
But man, the Southern Tier distilled spirit pumpkin whiskey, it was Pumpkin whiskey.
Right.
It was incredible.
Nice.
It was so good.
Yeah, I was not necessarily a huge fan of pumpkin beers in the beginning. I have grown to appreciate them. Mm-hmm. Some are definitely better than others. But yeah, I mean, I can be down with some pumpkin beer.
Usually at the beginning of every football season, like the very first Bears game, I have a weird tradition that I started like a decade ago where I will always drink a pumpkin beer during the first Bears game of the season. That's kind of my weird little tradition that I do just for the Bears. And they suck, so maybe I should stop doing that. Tony says, I have 2 cakes left in the fridge for you if you need them. Okay, thanks. Like 2 full cakes?
Like sheet cakes? Ice cream cake.
Sheet cakes.
Maybe you should stop for the sake of the Bears.
Maybe I should. You know what? If Justin Fields is starting at the beginning of the season, I will definitely not drink a pumpkin beer.
Liquid, line of the day. You win. All right, after Wolf Totem from the Who and Papa Roach, going to get to some System of a Down. Then we'll jump right into Beer for Breakfast. We're just going to do one beer each break.
Yeah.
Cool. Which one did you prefer, chai latte or the Russian Imperial?
What's the APV on both?
10.5 on the Russian Imperial, 6 on the chai latte.
Let's go my beer first, then let's try the chai latte.
All right.
And if we feel like it, we'll do all three.
Yes. Oh, shoot, you have 2 bottles of Mexican cake. I don't want to take your Mexican cake.
Oh, I missed it yesterday. Did you see that you talked about Richard Sherman from formerly of the Seahawks and the 49ers? He got arrested. That video actually came out of, it looks like, of him getting arrested. So Richard Sherman arrest video shows NFL star violently beating on door at father-in-law's house.
Rough, man.
Ooh, I got to watch this.
Now, here's the deal. So Tim, the engineer, he's going to pop in, he said today, and take out the barracks, which we believe is causing the sound quality issue we've been having. He's going to do that today. I will be in this weekend to do some live breaks on the air, so we're not winging it Monday morning. So if there's an issue this weekend, I'll do it early enough to where Tim's got time to fix it if there's a problem. So hopefully by Monday we'll be okay, and it will not ruin Cake Day. Because we are, after today, it'll be 24, right?
We're currently at 22, yeah, so.
Because I don't think we updated after the show yesterday. I don't remember when we updated. So, I mean, we are getting very, very close. I'd hate for the ball to be dropped right before the finish line. All right, 3 minutes left.
Sorry, I was just checking out this video of Richard Sherman, like, trying to bust his way through a door. And for a football player, you think he'd be able to bust through that door. Totally cannot.
Makes me feel better about doors.
Doors do their job better than Tim the engineer.
Oh. Have you been to Hopatomica yet since they started serving booze?
No, I haven't.
I keep meaning to go.
No, I haven't been to Hopatomica since they got that distillery license. But remember when we called out Smith in regards to he didn't know anything about it?
Tony, we just wait till day 30 to have him work on it. In theory, that would be awesome. But it eventually, this audio, if it's here's the thing. We don't know actually what it sounds like on the air because we're in the studio, and what we're listening to is not what it sounds like on the air. So I don't know the actual quality of it, but I've heard from multiple people that it's annoying. So it gets to the point of it's going to affect listeners of the station, and it's not good. So unfortunately, no. Long story long, we can't wait.
I'm gonna do my beer first.
Okay.
But next week for Beer for Breakfast, hoping to get our good friend Rick DeJesus in from Adelita's Way. He'll be in town for his show at Victory North. Week after, the guys from Pretoria Brewing Company out of Albany. I've been told that Albany, Georgia does not say Albany the way we do.
Okay.
Someone recently that I met who's from that area says, oh, yeah, no one in the area says it like that. They say it like this. And I don't remember the exact pronunciation, but Albany, Georgia is not said that way, apparently.
I don't know how they say it now.
I know. We'll have to ask them once the guys from Pretoria make their way in. Maybe.
Albany, Georgia.
Quick note, I got a text message from Vic. He says, "Hey, bro, thanks for the song, and I love you all too." There you go.
Yeah.
Some good vibes. Vic is alive, guys. Vic is alive.
All right, guys, be right back. Beer for breakfast. Good morning. Thanks for hanging out on air and on the stream. Beer for breakfast right around the corner. If you're on the stream, don't forget you can like, follow, and subscribe. We broadcast the show over the internet every day, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can watch along. All right, we're going to dive into some Beer for Breakfast brought to you by Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. You can check out Drucker tonight in the Soundgarden. Chicago Authority, the premier Chicago tribute band.
Ooh.
Tomorrow night in the Soundgarden.
Well, they're the authority on tribute bands, so they should know they're the best.
And then next week, you got the Aerosmith tribute band, Pandora's Box. So lots of great stuff coming to the Soundgarden Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. So we got a first for Beer for Breakfast today. Normally, there is a guest in studio bringing a beer that we like to talk about, discuss, drink, review. Today, though, it's just you and me, back to the days of the Beer Review of Supremacy, hanging out in the work release program, just here drinking beers.
Yeah, just a couple guys being dudes today on the live stream and on the air at Rock 106.1. So I wanted to go first because, well, this one is nice and fresh, straight out the fridge and straight out of Nashville, Tennessee. That's right. I was there this past weekend on a little vacay, and I went to a place called Tailgate Brewery. They have multiple locations around the Nashville area. I think you said you actually went to a Tailgate while you were there. But this can is incredible. This beer is incredible. I got a chance to taste it, and that's why I bought it. Today, the first beer for breakfast, it will be an Imperial Peanut Butter and Jelly Milk Stout.
Okay.
Now, this comes in at 10% alcohol. I'm showing it off on live stream. This can art's incredible. I mean, it has King Kong versus Godzilla. Godzilla is a strawberry. King Kong is a peanuts. I mean, the can art is absolutely incredible. Picked up a 4-pack of this, picked up a bunch of pizzas so I could get sober last Saturday after I drank way too many of these. Once again, this is Tailgate Brewery's Imperial Peanut Butter and Jelly Milk Stout coming in at 10% alcohol.
Yeah, I did hit up this brewery or one of their locations when I went to Nashville. And it's like I went there because I looked at the board before I went, all the beers they had. I mean, they had like 20 beers on tap. It was just stupid. And it was so many varieties.
Yeah, they have a very large amount of beers, and their food is just quite excellent. I don't remember it really, but I remember it being good at that moment, maybe. So holding it up to the light cotter, this thing, black as midnight.
It's what you want when you have an Imperial Stout that's like 10%.
Yeah, and this beer, once again, is an Imperial Peanut Butter and Jelly Milk Stout. Why don't you take a big old sniff of this?
I'm not even holding it to my nose, and I could smell the jelly. Oh, then you get that peanut butter. That's really nice.
The nose, absolutely, on this beer is possibly one of the best, I don't know, smelling beers I've ever smelled. Like, honestly, I'm being serious right now. Like, you could smell the jelly, the sweetness from a distance. Like, I had the glass like 12 inches away from my nose. I could smell it from here. And then once you get your nose really into that glass, you smell a lot of that peanut butter. It is really poignant.
Yeah, it's really weird how it is. Like from here, it's like if I hold the glass away, you get all the jelly. You get close, it's all the peanut butter.
Yeah.
It's like a mind trip. I don't know what's going on. How do they do it?
Once again, we're trying Tailgate Brewery out of Nashville, Tennessee's Imperial Peanut Butter and Jelly Milk Stout coming in at 10%.
All right, I just drink. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, man. Just like the nose of the beer, right away I get the peanut butter. I mean, right away I get the jelly. On the back end, the peanut butter comes in, and just like peanut butter, nice and smooth.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk anymore. I just want to chug the rest of this beer. This beer is, I mean, honestly, when I had it at the brewery, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how delicious this beer was. I was like, this doesn't even make sense to my brain. Once again, trying the Imperial Peanut Butter and Jelly Milk Stout. Because it like comes at you in waves. You get the jelly, then you get the peanut butter. I mean, this thing works on so many levels. Cotter, so on the beer scale of supremacy, what do you give Tailgate Brewery out of Nashville, Tennessee's Imperial Peanut Butter and Jelly Milk Stout?
I'm going to give it a 3.689. 3.689.
What?
What? It's a good beer.
I feel like that's low.
No, I mean it's a good beer. I do like it. I think a 3.689 is a very solid number.
This beer hits on a lot of levels right here, and that's why it's going to get a 4.47594.
Wow.
I know that's you did a lot of numbers. I felt like I needed to overtake you. So a 4.794 for 5477. This beer honestly is really delicious, and it hits the spot on a lot of levels. So big fan of it.
Is this the highest rated beer outside of the 2.5s you have ever done?
Pretty close.
It might be.
It's pretty close up there. Yeah, absolutely.
Damn. All right. So we're going to enjoy the rest of this. Coming up next from New Province Brewing. They're out of Arkansas. We got their Chai Latte Stout.
Ooh.
That comes in at 6%. Here's Royal Blood. It's Typhoons. More beer for breakfast brought to you by Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. Up next, Rock 106.1.
Yeah, love that beer, man. I mean, the nose on it's great. Once again, we're a big proponent of if you have ingredients on your glass, I should be able to taste them in the beer. And you 100% do. You get that peanut butter, you get that jelly, and once again, it is a big monster beast at 10% alcohol.
Yeah, I am really impressed with the flavor because it's just like the nose. You get the jelly and then you get the peanut butter, and that's how it. When I drink it, that's the exact order I get the taste in. The jelly, the sweetness of it is right up front, and then you get that peanut butter in the back. Really good. I know we got another beer coming up in like 3 minutes. I wanted just to kind of sit for a little bit, warm up just a hair.
Go grab another glass. You want to go grab another glass?
You can. That's fine. Because I'm guessing the peanut butter flavor, after it warms up just a bit, it's going to be that much more prominent. So we got about 3 minutes. We'll do our next beer, Chai Latte Stout from New Province. I was really impressed with the amount of breweries in the Arkansas, Fayetteville area. They got an ale trail there. When we go next month, I'm definitely going to pick up some more beers because what I've had so far has been really good. Not the biggest fan of chai latte, so we'll see how that goes. But that's okay. That's okay. All right, got about 2 minutes left. But no, we were talking about Hop a bit. They seem to have like a couple really nice rum drinks I want to try because they got like 3 different rums they've made. So they got some nice tiki inspired drinks, I think, that I want to eventually get over there and check out.
Yeah, maybe my wife and I will go over there this afternoon. She's working today, but she actually gets off early. So.
Nice. My wife and I did day drinking on Sunday. Maybe I can convince her to day drink at Hopatomica.
Yeah, but really enjoyed that one, guys. And I know you guys are talking on the chat about where are the Cotter and Marshall beer cups or shot glasses. We need them. Also T-shirts.
We need all of this stuff.
So Cotter and I are actually getting together doing a meeting later this month. So we're going to talk about the execution of that. Hopefully we make some of that stuff happen sooner than later.
Yeah, I think some of this stuff would be fantastic, yeah.
Our current budget for the show is 0, so we have to kind of work our way around that. Liquid goes, I'd like a company car.
Me too. Yeah, I'm gonna let that last sip drink sit there for a little bit. A little warm up your hair. That is really good beer though.
Yeah, their beers overall were pretty good at Tailgate. That beer right there, I just loved, and the can art is out of this world.
It's really good.
Dude, it's awesome.
When I went, it was years ago when I went to check them out in Nashville. I remember drinking multiple beers, but the one that stood out was a French toast stout that was just utterly amazing. All right, guys, got about 15 seconds. Be right back. Next break, beer for breakfast. It is beer for breakfast on the Cotter and Marshall Show, brought to you by Coach's Corner in Thunderbolts. Drucker playing tonight in the Soundgarden. Tomorrow, the premier Chicago tribute band, Chicago Authority. Get your tickets, get more info at coaches.net. Now, typically, we have a guest in studio for beer for breakfast. Don't have one today. So Marshall and I just kind of going old school and just drinking some beers, rating and see how we go. The first one, the Imperial Peanut Butter and Jelly Milk Stout. From where was
Tailgate Brewery?
There we go, out of Nashville. Very, very good, man. It's funny because it seems like with over the past few years, several breweries have released some form of a peanut butter and jelly beer.
Right.
That one probably the best one I've had.
It honestly, it really is. And this brewery was like one of the last breweries that I went to. I went to Southern Geist and I went to a bunch of other breweries that were in the Nashville area, but this beer just hit on a different level. And that's why I want to definitely bring it in and share it on Beer for Breakfast when I had a chance. And it just happened to be today, and it was delicious.
All right, so the next one we have is from New Province Brewing. They're out of Arkansas. My wife was just there for freshman orientation for my youngest daughter, and she picked this up. It is the Chai Latte Stout, and according to their website, this is a limited release beer, so it's not something they have all the time. It's a Chai Latte is a stout brewed with a house blend of chai spices, lactose, and vanilla. They say ancient spice, warm hugs, and sweet harmony.
Ancient spice?
I don't know. That's what they say.
Sure.
Comes in at a solid 6% alcohol.
It sounds like a hippie place because the warm hugs, right?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at it, it's just as dark as the last one. I really thought it'd be a little bit lighter.
It's black as midnight.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Can't see that one through that one at all again either. The big nose, it's chai latte beer, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a lot of that chai spice kind of running right up through your nostrils there. I mean, you get the sweetness of it, and I'm not picking up really anything else on it.
No, it just smells like a chai latte.
Uh-oh. Now that kind of worries me because now is the chai taste going to completely overtake this beer, and it's going to be like the cinnamon challenge where I'm going to cough up.
Oh, it could be a possibility. I don't know, man.
All right, well, cheers to you.
All right, cheers.
Yeah, that's not great. It's like they put too much chai in it. It's almost like an overbearing chai flavor. I feel like there should be a little bit more sweetness in there than it actually has.
Yeah, there's a weird bitterness to it that I don't like. And I mean, I know a lot of stouts have a bitterness to it. This says it's got lactose and vanilla. I don't get vanilla. Usually a lactose will kind of give it a sweetness or smooth it out a bit. I don't get that. I mean, they do call it a chai latte. They deliver on that part of it.
They deliver on the chai.
It's definitely a chai. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not going to lie.
No, I mean, straight up, not every beer is going to be a winner, but this one sucks. It's not the greatest.
No,
for sure.
No. I'm glad I saved a sip of the first one. So the beer scale of supremacy, Marshall, New Province Chai Latte.
It's a bit brutal. I'm not going to lie to you, Cotter. On the beer scale of supremacy, I don't know. Out of respect for the dudes from that brewery, I'll give it a 1.2.
Okay, I was going to go 1.1375.
There you go. You're big time numbers guy today.
Just going big on the numbers. Yeah, that is a unfortunate, disappointing beer.
You know what? Maybe let's not end on a bad note for beer for breakfast. Let's do one more. Let's do the other one.
I can't promise it's going to end on a good note, though.
Well, we'll find out. Let's do it next break.
Okay, coming up next, third installment of beer.
We can't we can't go on a negative note into the weekend, bro, with beers.
I really hope this one's good then. All right, so coming up next, it's another Imperial. It's a Russian Imperial Stout, 10.5%. Slipping into darkness. Mm-hmm. We'll try it next. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Yeah, that's I'm not gonna lie, guys. That's not good.
That. Yep.
Nope. Just gonna put that at the end of the table.
That one's not good. Let me get more glass.
That was a bit gross. You know what wasn't? This beer right here with the incredible can art. Peanut Head King Kong taking on Strawberry Godzilla. So they apparently have like 3 or 4 locations in the Nashville area, but Tailgate Brewery, wow, those guys really impressed the hell out of me when I got a chance to visit them this past weekend. Well, I hope you guys are ready for the weekend. Hope you guys are having something good already set, planned. I got a full weekend. Got family in town. We're going out to Defusky on Sunday. My mother-in-law's birthday on Sunday, too. So happy birthday, Denise. And normally would call out alcohol abuse for throwing out a beer, but I guess you're both forgiven. Thank you so much. If it means anything, we're professionals, and trust me, we never throw out a beer that doesn't deserve to be thrown out.
I would say, if you're rating something under a 2, you don't have to finish that. That's just misery for yourself. You don't want to put yourself through that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only time I dumped out a mass amount of beer, I had somebody give me a bunch of home brews. A bunch.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 12 different beers. I finished one. They just, I get it. Homebrew is tough, man. It's tough to get it right. These were not right.
These were not right.
My dad was in town, and he's not a big craft beer guy anyway, but, I had him try. It's like we'd open one. We'd be like, all right, this is the one. And it's like, nope. I had to dump it out. And we kept going and kept going. Then I found the one. We're like, okay, we're going to finish this one. It's not a principle.
Right.
But it was rough.
Wanda, good luck with therapy. You and Bubba have a good rest of your day and weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Nathan goes, weekend plans equals work. Lame.
All right. So this next one is Bravos. We'll go Bravos Valley Brewing. They're located in Brenham, Texas. Don't know where that is exactly. Let's look. Oh, look at that. In Alamo Street in Texas. Shocking. Okay. It's between Austin and Houston. So it's like right in the middle of Austin and Houston.
Do they have working electricity there? Because I found out that most of Texas actually doesn't.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I driving through the barren wasteland that is some of the outlands of Texas that aren't around any major city.
Yeah.
You get no cell service. You got nothing going on. This may be the worst website ever. Oh, a new site is brewing. They have nothing on the website except for hours.
Yeah, it's just like a single screen, man.
Yeah, maybe they have stuff on Facebook. I don't know. I was just hoping for some more info.
Yeah, the home brews were given to Cotter by a mutual friend, and they were not great.
It was rough, and I felt bad. I never brought it up.
Don't worry, they moved away. They're not listening.
I never brought it up
or watching.
To them ever again. Because they were, and it's like, look, I've wanted to try home brewing forever, but I know how difficult it is, so I'm just like,
right.
It's probably not worth it. But yeah, it was rough.
Well, the best home brew I've ever had in the area was from our close personal friend Vince over at Habersham Beverage.
And the thing he brought in, legitly something I'd go to the store and buy.
Pay the Preacher IPA.
Yeah. I would go buy that beer. It was really good.
I'm telling you guys, once again, if you're hanging with us right now and you're like, oh, I love watching the guys do the beer for breakfast, or if you've hung out and watched any of our beer reviews of Supremacy back in the day in the afternoon show, I'm telling you, Habersham Beverage on Abercorn.
Nathan, no, I never talked to him about it. It was never brought up. They never asked. I never said, because I don't know what I would have done.
Mm-hmm. Go find Vince. Go find Vince at Habersham Beverage on Abercorn. The bald-headed fellow with glasses, which I know there's a lot of those people, but he's not too hard to miss inside there. He's usually running around the craft beer area on the back side of the building. Go find that guy and get his opinion on craft beer and what you should try. He will not lead you wrong. That dude loves craft beer and obviously brews his own and does an amazing job at it. So
I say this with love. If you go in there and look for the nerdiest craft beer looking guy, you'll know exactly which one Vince is.
For a while, he had a pocket protector.
Yes. Vince is awesome. Don't get me wrong.
He may still have a pocket protector.
That is said with love, because I love that man. He is the brother-in-law to somebody my wife teaches with, another teacher at May Howard. All right, so Bravo's Brewing looks like a nice little place here. Got some tacos offered up.
No way, Texas, they serve beer and tacos? Who would have thought of that, man? Right? Oh, wait, live music? Oh, no way, like an acoustic guy with one guitar? No way.
That's an electric guitar there. That's all good.
Nathan says, I've never had a home brew, but that's been great. But I've always tried to be positive to the brewer to keep them trying. Hard to bash someone for trying and sharing. Yeah, no kidding, man.
No, 100%. That's why I said I've always wanted to try it, but I know how hard it can be. The first home brew I had, my uncle, he married my aunt, so my uncle's brother home brewed, and it was years ago. And I wasn't. It was before.
Did you just say your uncle married your aunt?
Well, so he married my aunt. So it's not my. It's when I say my uncle's brother, everybody's like, "Why isn't he your uncle?" Because he married my actual aunt, so that's why he's my uncle. So my
Manitou is weird, bro.
No, they didn't mean Manitou. So my uncle's brother homebrewed, and it was way before craft beer was really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I had like a Shiner Bock, and I'm like, "Oh, this dark beer is disgusting." And so he homebrewed something that was a little dark, but I remember going, "Okay, that's not bad." So that was my first experience into it, and then the few times I've had it here and there, it's like it's been decent. But yeah, that one set was not good. Well, it's like there's the Craft Beer Guild or whatever here in Savannah. I want to do stuff with them. You know, I really would like to. You know, I don't know what it is yet, but I'd love to do stuff with them. I made my own brew. It was garbage. Never tried again. That's Andrew. That's kind of why the reason I've never wanted to try it, because it is so hard. It takes so many times to get it right. If I effed up the first time, I'd be like, not worth it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, though. I mean, if you're really into it, you'll keep going at it.
Yeah, that's true. I hear it's an expensive hobby, though.
Well, everything's expensive right now because no one made any profits last year, so everyone thinks they can charge us 3 times the amount for stuff that we usually buy.
That's true.
Like if I have to look at another concert ticket that for a crappy band that I kind of want to go see, and it's like $40 or $60 or $100 when usually it was like $15, I'm gonna jump off the top of this building.
I get that.
and I'm the guy that says that, and I get free tickets all the time. I get free tickets for everything. But there's some stuff I just can't get free tickets into, especially stuff that's like out of state or across the country that I want to go see, you know, on a trip. And it's just, it's annoying.
All right, got about 2.5 minutes. We'll get into one final break. Beer for breakfast. Hopefully this beer is good. I love the name, Slipping Into Darkness. Can Art's fine. Nothing really outstanding. Bravos Brewing. So there's a place in Austin called Witchcraft.
Okay.
And I actually went to a place that was kind of like what's the place down in Jacksonville? Total Wine. So I went to like the Texas version of Total Wine, and they had an okay selection of craft beer, but they didn't have a whole lot local.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy there is like, "Oh, there's a place called Witchcraft. You should go there." So I did, and it was a small little tiny room. And dude, their craft beer selection, I mean, they crammed so much into this small space. It was awesome. So I went there every time I went to Austin. So then I saw that they actually closed down, and I kind of freaked out. But they reopened in a different location, and now they actually have taps. So you can get beer and then buy beer on the way out. So I did that last time. And this is one of those ones that I picked up from them.
Nice.
So it's funny because it's like they have to serve food. You know, it's like some weird loophole. So their food they serve is goldfish, little packages of goldfish. They're like 25 cents. And they're like, "Yep, I want some goldfish." Perfect. There you go.
Liquid, when I was talking about concert tickets, says I was looking at Elton John tickets for next year. Mega money. Yeah, I was thinking about, so in November, on the back half of it, after Welcome to Rockville, Genesis is playing in Charlotte. And I was actually thinking about going to see Genesis. And they're big money, like $200 type of tickets. Charles on the stream talking about beer goes, "Brock tried my Killian's Red last night. He was not a fan, but of course he's in college and shotguns Bud Ice."
Dude, I remember Bud Ice. Oh shit, they still make it?
Bud Ice, 6% alcohol.
Yeah.
That was the best thing about Bud Ice is when you drink, you get drunk faster.
You got the job done.
I've always been a big guy when it comes to like looking at APVs. I used to drink Ice House.
Yes.
Well, Ice House was like all my friends would drink Bud Light, and I was like, "You're getting drunker slower than me. You don't even understand beer."
All right, guys, be right back. Beer for Breakfast continues here in the Cotter and Marshall Show, brought to you by Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. Drucker on the Soundgarden stage tonight. Tomorrow, Chicago Authority, the premier Chicago tribute band. So, Marshall, we've drank 2 beers so far. We had a peanut butter and jelly Imperial Stout.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. We had a chai latte stout, horrible.
Yeah.
Probably one of the worst beers we've ever reviewed.
Right. It was pretty bad. Now, I refuse to let the beer for breakfast segment end because we couldn't end on a beer that was that bad. This next beer cannot be this bad because, well, I mean, just because of the way things work out. Right?
It would have to try really hard to be that bad. You would have to go out of your way and purposely be a bad beer to be worse than that last one. I mean, it was garbage.
So, Cotter, what are we drinking for our final beer for breakfast this morning?
All right, this is Slippin' Into Darkness. It is a Russian Imperial Stout, 10.5%. It's got coffee, cocoa nibs, and coconut. It is out of a brewery in Texas called Bravos Valley. The brewery is located about halfway between Austin and Houston. I picked this up last time I went to Austin, Texas. I have not had this beer yet. I have not had a beer from this brewery yet, so I don't know how good it's going to be. But I guess if it's a 1.5, it's better than the last beer.
Now, I'm interested in this because on the back of the can, it actually shows you where everything is in the state of Texas. They show the star of where the brewery is, and they say Austin's 1 hour, College Station is 40 minutes drive, and then Houston's a 1 hour drive. So I think they're trying to convince people to come see them at the brewery. Are they trying too hard is my question, because they're putting that probably on every can, which it shows here right on the back of the can if you're watching the live stream.
Well, if it's good, I mean, I'm going to be in Austin in October, and I'm going to be there for a few days, got some time to kill. Maybe I'd make the road trip out. I mean, I'll drink some different beer.
They'd have to be pretty good for me to make this road trip. I hope it turns out for you. So let's go ahead and start the review of this beer, holding up to the light. I mean, once again, this is just another stout, black as midnight, as they say right here in the glass. Taking a big old sniff of this.
Ooh, lots of coconut right away.
Ooh, baby. Got a nice little vanilla kick to it as well from, I'm catching a little bit. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe it's just the coffee and coconut mix.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of coconut, maybe a little bitterness from the coffee.
Yeah. And, of course, it's got the cocoa nibs in there as well.
Coconut is one of the ingredients you can throw in any beer, and I'm going to be a fan of. So far, so good. I'm hoping for the best in step number 3 of this beer review.
All right, so once again, we are trying the Bravos Valley Brewing Company Slippin' Into Darkness. It's a Russian Imperial Stout coming in at 10.5% alcohol. Cheers. Let's try it out. Wow, this is a much needed reprieve from our last terrible beer.
Yeah,
it almost drinks too smooth.
I agree. I was hoping. I don't know. I mean, you get so much coconut, which I'm a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
I love coconut in beer, especially a stout is always good. I'm missing out on the coffee. To me, I'm getting the chocolate.
Yeah,
I'm getting some coconut. I don't get a whole lot of coffee.
Honestly, if they made an Almond Joy beer, this is exactly what it tastes like.
Perfect.
This is exactly
perfect.
This is an Almond Joy beer. I mean, if you love Almond Joys, you need to move to Texas because they made a beer for you.
100%. You are so right. Oh, it's like a whole different world now.
And now that I put that thought in your head, yes.
A whole different world.
It's like Inception. I put it deep down inside of you. So, Cotter, on the beer scale of supremacy, what do you give the Bravos Valley Brewing Company Slippin' Into Darkness Russian Imperial Stout?
I'm going to go 3.2775. It's not as good as the first beer by any means.
So ridiculous on the numbers today.
But it's way better than the second beer. So, yeah, I mean, I would... It's not good enough for me to make the trip from Austin to here.
Mm-hmm.
I would pick up more of this brewery's beer if I saw it in Austin.
Sure.
I would definitely try more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Almond Joys. Like when it comes to candies, Kit Kat. If I have to power rank Kit Kat, I would go whatchamacallit bar because I'm weird like that. And then I'll have to go Almond Joy. Those are probably my 3 favorites. This is top 3 one for me. I'm going to go ahead and say 3.57 for me.
Wow.
I really do enjoy this beer.
All right, there you go. Rounding out beer for breakfast with our 3rd beer review of Supremacy. Coming up next, going to get to some Marshall's music news as we wrap up the show. Here's Aaron Jones and Take Me Away. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1. Yeah. That one's much better. Give her a mic. Oh.
Okay, Max in the studio. Let me throw Mac on camera real quick. Oh, that's definitely not you.
It was not good. That was the crappy beer. No, the peanut butter one's right here.
Turn Mac on, buddy.
Those are the chai lattes. That was not good. That's the peanut butter beer. I was letting it warm up just a hair.
All right, so Mac has joined us in studio. She came to work today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So you picked us up food because we shamed you recently this week.
Sure. They don't do the chicken sandwiches until lunchtime. I didn't even think about that. So I got the 3 egg casseroles with extra egg.
With extra egg?
Yeah.
Why extra egg?
I got extra egg.
Did you request it? Okay, so are they all just extra egg? Okay.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Okay, so let's try this. Because once again, we've never had a Parker's breakfast.
I've never had Parker's anything.
Next time y'all go to Jacksonville, go to Lola's Burrito and Burger Joint. They go across the street to Keg and Coin and play some old school arcade games. They have a ton of craft on tap.
We went to, didn't we go to a arcade that had beer in, was that Jacksonville? Before Ghost?
It was, but I don't think it was that place.
I don't either.
Jeremy says, whatever happened to the good old days when places had happy hour for 25 cents, you call it, with 25 cent all-you-can-eat buffalo wings. Good Lord, really? Did that place exist?
5 cent natty lights.
All right, so we've reviewed beer. Now let's review Parker's breakfast.
I never had their breakfast. Not bad.
You know what? Really impressed. A lot of times you overdo eggs. These are nice because they're still a little, I love scrambled eggs. They're still a little runny. That's really good.
Don't say that word.
Runny?
Don't
I can't
say
say runny? Jesus Christ.
Hey, when you work out in CrossFit, do you run or do you runny?
Nice.
They were pretty good.
Marshall, you would love Lola Burrito and Burger Joint. Dude, I can't wait to go visit. Thanks for pointing it out, Andrew.
All right, we got about 20 seconds.
Sure.
All right, guys, be right back. Good morning. Thank you for hanging out. Cotter and Marshall show. Before we wrap it up, got to dive into some Marshall's music news. This is story number 1.
So Iron Maiden just yesterday released a new music video and a new song called The Writing on the Wall. It's a long-anticipated track, and it's the first new music from the guys since the 2015 album, The Book of Souls. Now, it was suspected they've been working on new music for quite some time. Now, in early 2019, they started out putting hints out where flyers for Belshazzar's Feast began appearing in tandem with letters WOTW, which we now know is called Writing on the Wall. The wordplay is based off, obviously, the acronym, and they've been putting it up on their social media for years now. It's kind of crazy. Bruce Dickinson even wore a shirt that said Belshazzar's, whatever that is, Feast, just most recently. On just a couple days ago. So we have new music from Iron Maiden, which is actually really, really cool. Now, the new song, I'm not going to lie, I'm not a big fan of.
Okay.
The Writing on the Wall, it's 7 minutes, and it's kind of a slow churner for Iron Maiden. I was expecting a little bit more from them. Now, people online seem to like it, ish. Some people don't. Most people said the song is crunchy, and that is the kindest word I can use. It's just kind of a slow burner, and I wanted something more Maiden, as a comeback. So the good news is we get new music from Iron Maiden. Is it the song we want? Probably not, but hopefully there's some more bangers in there for us to enjoy when they put out their new album. Now, we don't have any really new details in regards to a new album or any more songs coming out, but hopefully we'll have those details coming up in the next few weeks and months.
All right, coming up next, one more story, and then we'll wrap up the show. It is Cotter and Marshall, Rock 106.1.
Ooh-wee. Mac, what do you have going on this weekend? Tell us what you're doing.
I told you what I'm doing tonight. Watching a crap ton of television.
Yeah, I can only hear out of my left ear. Use your big girl radio voice.
I'm eating.
Yeah, we all are.
I'm not. Now you are. I already told you that I'm watching my TV tonight. A lot of stuff. I don't know why The Conjuring's not. Every time I go to SmartCast it up to my TV, it just dies.
Okay.
It refuses to play it.
The spirits don't allow it.
Nope.
Yeah. So you're going to stay in like an 80-year-old woman and watch television tonight?
I'm going to get some cheddar and caramel popcorn from Target today and Coke, and I'm going to sit on my couch and watch all this stuff. I'm almost done with How to Get Away with Murder.
Okay. And then what are you going to do tomorrow?
Get up, do laundry, clean my bathroom. Beaufort Water Festival.
There you go. You're getting out finally. Look at you.
It's for work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you're excited about seeing Rodney Atkins and Lainey Wilson tomorrow night. If you're a country fan, some of you may be.
Really interested to hear Scott Stevens too. He's new. Like he's not even on the radio yet.
Oh.
Or that I know of. I'm really excited to hear Lainey Wilson though.
Yeah, Nathan, I'm actually all finished up with Loki. Are you all finished up with Loki?
No, I meant to yesterday, but it didn't happen because I didn't get home till about 4:30. I had to take Scout outside and run by the bank as well, and then I had worship meeting last night. So
You live the life, man. I'm jealous. Single person life. Oh, banks. Church,
I like the
church
life
meetings.
of an 80-year-old.
I know. That's what your mom tells me when she emails me.
I have not finished Loki yet. I've made it past one episode because the second one I fell asleep.
So, Cotter, are you the person that likes to wait until it's all on? Like all the episodes are available
No,
first?
not necessarily. I mean, we watched WandaVision as they came out. It was like, I can't wait to finish watching that. It's just a kind of chaotic schedule because I know both my kids would like to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to get everybody together at the same time right now is kind of tough. So I'm guessing my wife and I will probably end up watching it once both kids are gone.
But to Nathan, to answer your question, yeah, I finished up watching Loki. I think it's pretty awesome. I love the way they kind of set up what's going to be happening here in the MCU, and well, I'm interested in it. But also I'm like sad to see that first era, that first decade, which is kind of crazy to say, of some of the comics and stuff that we all grew up on, kind of like go away. Like it's weird that we're not going to get any more Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
I am super excited though about What If.
Yeah.
The cartoon series.
That trailer looked awesome.
Yeah. Charles has a question for you, Mac. Mac, isn't Friday night when you wash all your cats?
I don't have any cats. Not here.
Okay.
Now, we do have 6 back at home.
Right. Oh, okay. Now he probably thought you were going back home this weekend.
But they're all outside cats, so they kind of do their own thing.
Only 6 cats.
Scout
Amateur.
thinks he's a cat sometimes.
No, that wasn't a serious question. I think he was just teasing you.
I know.
All right. I'm going to go back to the peanut butter and jelly since it's been sitting out for a bit.
Mm-hmm. That's just a guy thing, just so you know. So we love anything outside. We love drinking things that have been outside for a long time. And then also we love to pee outside. So just a heads up there, Mac.
I get that. A 5-year-old stepped out of a van at Dunkin' Donuts the other day and peed in the parking lot. I get it.
Wait, say that again? With your mouth not full? We'll wait for you.
A 5-year-old boy stepped out of a van at the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot the other day and just whizzed.
Yeah.
Like it's nobody's business.
Hey, man, when you're a 5-year-old, you can do whatever you want.
So Billy from the Badass Rock Show and I were leaving St. Patrick's Day on Hilton Head Island one year. And we were hungry. And there's a Burger King, like on the way out of Hilton Head. So we pull into the Burger King parking lot. There is a car that's in the parking lot. And they have a kid outside the car sitting on a toilet, just crapping there in the parking lot. I mean, it's a little kid toilet, the one they take with you. But I mean, that kid is just sitting there in the parking lot on his toilet. We didn't stop. We just kept going, pulled back out. We'll eat someplace else. I felt so bad for that kid. He didn't know any better. He was so young, he didn't know any better.
I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But then again, there was a gas station right across the street from the Dunkin' Donuts. I don't understand. Oh, I passed what you were talking about. I think it was yesterday. Liquorland, that warehouse thing. Has that opened yet?
I haven't been past it in a while. Every time I've gone past it, it has not looked like it's open.
I was going to say there were no cars.
Yeah, okay. Because the place that opened the bottled or whatever, the place that was supposed to open out by my house,
Oh, yeah.
it finally opened.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I went in. I'm like, all right, cool. Liquor store right next to my house. The beer selection's okay. I to tell you, because I went in and I felt obligated to buy something just because I was there.
Mhm.
I brought Hofbrau because I'm like, nothing else was that tempting.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So there wasn't, from a liquor standpoint, they got all kinds of crap. Beer selection's iffy.
Yeah. Charles says, I'm 54 and I whiz in parking lots all the time. I'm telling you.
I get that.
It honestly is a guy thing. Like, nothing is better than peeing outside.
We got about a minute.
Here's a question. If a girl did it, would you judge? Not say not do it.
I've seen a girl pee outside. I didn't judge.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I've had to stop on the side of the road and open my car door and do, but
Like, did
we've
you?
all, look, I've
When you
I've
open
done
the,
that before.
well, this is not, hold on. So when you open the
40
car,
seconds.
I know. When you open the car door, you got up and out of the car, right?
And just
Yeah.
kind of hang yourself outside.
Yeah,
Right.
there's nothing wrong with
Well, there's the classic move that I told you guys about where
it. Southern.
you could open the car door and then you act like you're talking to someone, like you put your arms up on the top of the car and then you just pee. My brother-in-law taught me that. You do it at tailgates all the time.
Cameron, Liquorland is huge. Got a tour of it on Wednesday. Do you know when it opens and what's the beer selection going to be like? We'll be right back. All right, before we get out of here for your Friday, one more time, Marshall's Music News.
So there's this new band on the street. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're called Metallica. They're celebrating their 40th anniversary. Yeah, they formed in 1981.
Crazy.
This year. Now, in response to that, they're going to play 2 shows for their fan club members later on this year in San Francisco at the Chase Center. That's where the Warriors play, I believe. That's going to be December 17th and December 19th. Now, these are the same place. This is the same place that S&M 2, the symphony shows, happened back in September of 2019. Now, once again, you have to be a fan club member to buy tickets to these shows. Now, I haven't got the email yet, but I'm just waiting on it because I kind of want to go.
Going to get tickets?
I kind of want to go to this because you know it's going to be kind of an amazing event. They're probably going to do a lot of extra stuff just for these shows as well, which I imagine they're probably going to record as they're doing 2 nights and put out some sort of DVD sort of thing. Now, in response to these shows, they're also going to hold events in the city of San Francisco leading up to those shows on the 16th with all sorts of like mini Metallica events, including whiskey tastings of their blackened whiskey that they're putting out. So if you want in on this, if you are like, you know what, I've been a Metallica fan forever, I want to celebrate them, let's go to San Francisco in December, then you need to join the 5th member fan club. It's absolutely free to join, and you'll be getting an email soon. We'll get an opportunity to enter to win a reservation code. This reservation code will allow you to buy tickets to one or both nights, and then allow you a chance to go to some of the other small events they're also holding as well. Now, Metallica, obviously very busy. They're going to be in Atlanta in November, as we mentioned, playing with Cage the Elephant and the other band I can't think of. Also, they're going to be headlining Welcome to Rockville this year as well with 2 shows. So Metallica very busy heading into 2022.
All right, if you're looking for something to do tonight, Coastal Empire Wrestling is back at Coastal Empire Beer Company. Bell time is at 7 o'clock. I'll be there. I'll be your announcer. Come grab a beer. It'll be a good time. We're back on Monday. Don't forget, if you're drinking this weekend, give us a call on the drunk line, 800-394-1061. Also, we haven't done it for a couple weeks. Big Money Monday.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Is back on Monday.
We need another winner.
We need another winner. So enter now. All you got to do is text us your first name and a number 1 through 9, 800-394-1061. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday. Cotter and Marshall, Rock 1061.
Cam says hoping first week of August for Liquorland. Where's that? Is Pooler is where it's at?
We're
in Pooler.
It's right off of Pooler Parkway to the right,
Yeah, it's before you get to like Lowe's and stuff.
across the street from Duncan.
So it's on the far end, not like up by the airport.
No, so yeah, if you go down Quaco,
Yeah.
And if you go down Quaco and turns in,
Right. So it's closer to Taco Stash.
Yeah.
It's on that side of
if you go
Pullet
past Taco Stash, like if you're coming from our place.
That's my neighborhood.
But yeah, it is. It's massive, and I'm like, I want to go.
It's very huge.
Sounds great.
Very huge.
All right, guys, this has been a fun hour of eating and drinking in front of you. We hope you guys have a great weekend. Obviously, Coastal Empire Wrestling, as Cotter said, is going to be later on tonight at Coastal Empire Brewing Company. All sorts of stuff to watch on television. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard and Roadrunner, the Anthony Bourdain documentary, is in movie theaters. All sorts of stuff on streaming. Mac, what's the first thing you're watching on streaming this weekend?
Fear Street Part 3.
Fear Street Part 3. And then tonight, Savannah Summer Slam. It's at the Wormhole. 4 metal bands. Mac, you should go to this. 4 metal bands, Wormhole, like a $10 cover or whatever. But there's 4 bands, all sorts of the metal. And, of course, some of the best drinks you get in the area because they're so damn cheap.
Maybe.
Right.
You're going to go there?
Maybe.
But you're going to go?
I said maybe.
She ain't going.
Hold on. Jeremy says, I mean, I can't lie. I have many occasions due to the nature of my job being a driver outside. I pee outside at work often. It's definitely a man thing. And to answer Mac's question, I wouldn't judge. And I've seen females pee outside, more like impressed if she's very skilled at doing so. There you go. Very impressed with you. All right, guys, you have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday morning, 6 a.m. We'll get our shit together. I promise. We'll be better next week.